here and before.
Well, we were dealing with technical issues.
This is something that I just forget to do sometimes.
Cecil.
Oh my god.
You see why we don't get any subscribers?
Oh boy.
Look, if I'm going to be part of this channel, but
Hey,
I just want to make sure we can at least have the volume set right.
Hey,
I mean, I love Dylan's new Nightmare, but this is ridiculous.
Hey.
Bliss.
Just for a second.
I'm too loud.
Hey, Morgan, you want to bring up the bottle of vodka and the rum, please?
Oh my
Probably not a great idea.
Oh my god.
But it is an idea I will co-sign.
No, we do perform
Ryan,
over a
what's
bar.
up, dude?
Are we all high right now? Yeah, sorry, it should be fixed now, guys. Sorry about that. So, after the fact, we'll have to go back and just chop to this point.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Real quick, Ryan, congratulations to your Oilers. I hope they beat the Panthers this year and finally bring the cup back to Canada. Guys, it's been since 1993.
They did invent the sport.
It's time.
All right.
And that's all I wanted to say about sports.
Fair enough.
Sports,
All right.
go sports.
So, guys, we are here to celebrate, and if anyone's left after that fiasco...
No, we have more people
We have
now.
14 people watching.
That's huge.
Come on, guys. Let everyone else know we're live.
Hey,
this
also,
is a fun group.
hit that like button. We're only at 6 likes.
Yeah.
We got 14 people watching. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys, but you're slacking.
They're like, hey, give us something to like, and we'll like it.
We are
Fair.
We are to like.
Yeah. All right, so we're here to do some celebrating and to do some channel updates, since I probably was drowned out by 40 versions of us in the So yeah, guys, first off, let's give a big hearty congratulations to Fuego.
Oh, thanks,
who
man.
after, what was it, 4 years?
No, it was a little over 2.
That was it?
A little over
it
2,
just
yeah,
felt
because
way longer.
I already had an associate's degree, and then when the opportunity to go back and finish up with a bachelor's in something different, film and media studies, I took the fucking opportunity, man.
Yeah, so
I'm the only one that clapped. I feel like a jerk.
It's okay.
I'm going to do it again.
You were clapping for all of us.
Because that's the only way to... There we go.
What's the sign of one hand clapping?
Yes.
So yeah, Fuego now has a degree in film and media studies. Yes, so good for him.
Yeah,
now it's about applying that degree and getting them jobs.
Truly. Yeah, yep. And in the fall, I'm going back for a master's in it because they have a continued program and it's a truncated one.
All right, so anyone that thought he'd be regular on the channel again, fuck you.
I had an AI program build me a degree for film studies, so I have one too, and I totally didn't earn it.
I just
Thank you, AI.
I just bought it.
ATG Nat Blake
Changing it
here
all,
for
man.
Davey. Okay,
Thank you, Blake.
Sweet.
Hey,
Blake, appreciate it.
Blake, that's from All the Good Names Are Taken podcast. Blake, you are gonna dig this channel, man.
Nice.
Tons of skits, tons of really fun shit. So follow it. Not too dissimilar to what you and Ronnie do. I love the boys from All the Good Names Are Taken.
Dice, what up, Dice?
Hey, what's
Thank
up,
you so
Corey?
much, Dice. Appreciate it.
Haven't seen you in a little bit. Good to see you, Dice. Good to see you. Gory Tiger, Wild Wrangler, yep. Everyone in the chat. Billy Judd, hello. Good to see you guys. All right,
And guys,
so...
really quick though, Dice is studying acting.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Good for
Awesome.
you, Dice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I as a big fan of film, like when you said you were thinking about like going back to school, and then I saw that you were going to do acting, I was like, that's perfect. I love Dice's channel because of it reminds me of watching Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Nice. Yeah.
Like you see these reviews and these intercuts of like perfectly timed jokes. Just, I don't know. I'm the kind of guy I love to throw love out to the people in the chat, and Dice is killer.
So yeah, no, I agree. Dice is awesome. It's
same.
good to see Dice in the chat again. Let's see here. It's nice to see things haven't changed much. Yeah, fair enough. Fair
What the
enough.
hell shit?
Sorry.
One more white guy.
Still a mess.
One more white guy.
The sausage fest continues.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Hi, my name's Davey Conway. I'm from Ireland.
So yeah, everyone's got a bit of an update. The channel has a couple of updates and stuff. I'll get to that after. I think last we're gonna end with this whole thing. Also, is not only a celebration of Fuego's graduation, but it's also a celebration and a more official celebration of Davey officially joining the channel. We've mentioned it on a couple of episodes up to this point, but he is now a regular cast member, regular host. You know, maybe a regular contributor if he wants to start helping out behind the scenes with some writing and stuff. It's up to him. If he wants to pitch some ideas that we can do, we can.
We
do that.
talk so much in private, and he never says anything about writing. And now I'm getting all tingly on a live stream. Thank you for
right out there.
Thank you for saving it, Cecil.
course. Well,
yeah.
look, you can pitch any idea you want. It doesn't mean I'll listen to it, but you can certainly.
Oh yeah,
pitch
Well,
it.
and
all the
Nobody's
time.
stopping you from
All
that.
the time.
no, and I'm the kind of guy, like, I really am sort of like, I try to be as self-aware as possible. My dad always taught me there's self-awareness, there's awareness of others, and there's awareness of the situation. And it's very difficult to have all three, and most people,
very insightful.
yeah, most people can't have more than one at a time. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's like, I just, in that sort of creative sphere, it's like, there's like an unspoken rule on YouTube too. It's like you don't give someone advice unless they ask you.
Well,
And so I feel that way like with writing as well. But thank you.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped to be a part of the channel. Guys, my very first video on my channel was a little less than 2 years ago. And it was a non-spoiler review of Dylan's New Nightmare that I got to see at the pre-screening at Mad Monster on July 10th, 2023.
Yeah.
And from that, I reached out to Cecil because I wanted to interview him. I was just like, can I talk to you about this movie? I love this movie. I'm a huge Dave McRae guy. I mean, what's up, Dave? How you doing?
Yeah. Chilling back
We
there
just
right
have
now,
him
and
on
when you see the
retainer.
damn thing
Yep.
move,
He
gonna
acts
scare the
really
shit out of
busy,
you.
but he's totally willing to just
Yeah,
stand back
he's-
there and not use his voice. The voice man.
He's a
Yeah.
talented dude. He manages to learn how to sleep standing up, so that's
Yeah.
what he does back there.
It's
He
the
just-
mood
Yeah.
and atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the cost of flying him in from Canada that's a little difficult. So we only do it
fucking
sometimes.
love
But
So yeah, I mean, like, thank you so much because not only did we do the interview together, but you were like, "Hey, would you like Vincent DeSanti to be on the interview?" Which I peed a little. I don't know out of excitement or
it's
fear,
definitely urine. It wasn't anything else. Yeah.
but both of you guys were awesome. And then from there, you just sort of like took me under your wing, and it's been really fun. Like I played music forever, you know, as a kid, so making the transition to YouTube's been really killer. Thank you so much, man. Like, I'm pumped to be part of this because you guys have been doing this for a really long time. And so to me, it's a compliment just to be like...
What did you play in the music? The music.
You don't know this?
when you played
I
the rock
couldn't
and
remember.
rolls,
I couldn't
I was a songwriter. I played guitar and bass. I play keys, and I can do like percussive stuff that isn't a drum
You
kit.
guys should link up and do a little something.
Yeah, I do, and I record and produce. So yeah, and like to make that, there was a weird. I'm gonna do like everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck's with this Davey guy?" Just give me
No,
1 minute, 60 seconds, because I do this a lot on my channel. Like taking a break from music, that was like my mental health like escape for a really long time. And the older you get, the tougher it is. People have kids, people get married. Like everyone's priorities are like changing at different times within a band. So and then when a band ends, it's like breaking up with a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And then think about 4 people being involved. And not only is it like a passionate, emotional relationship, but it's also creative. So not too dissimilar to what everyone does here at the Horror Show channel. And so when I had that break, I was like, what do I do? Because the creative juices in your body just turn into depression if you don't use them. So doing YouTube was something that gave me, you know, that awesome escape. And,
you have to find another outlet for it, man, or else, I mean, then it is one of those, if you don't use it, you lose it sort of things. You know?
And I just, like, ever since doing this, I always felt like, you know, music is my first love, and I was like, that's the way I can connect with people. And now that I'm doing YouTube for just under 2 years, I'm like, maybe this is the way I can connect to people and have real actual friends.
Yeah.
God, it's been a long time.
Well, no, man, we're glad to have you as a part of the channel, and we're gonna dive deeper into that. But first, I want to touch base with Robert and find out what he's got going on. He has some projects and stuff that he's working on, so we thought we'd let Robert do his own little self-update as a part of the channel here.
I suppose.
Did you not get the booze you requested though? I don't know. Is it in his
No,
rider?
it never popped up. Let me send a follow-up message.
Again, Kate,
The booze, the bottle from downstairs.
you were like 2 bottles. Can you bring the rum?
Oh
and the
yeah,
vodka?
I forgot
And
about
the
that.
vodka.
Yeah, because I want to have a Cuban Missile Crisis
right now. Yeah, no. So basically, the projects I have going on. I got a couple sculptures going on right now. Some electroplating things going on. Couple new renditions of the Wolf Cane that I have, which is actually Right up over there behind.
It's like being a
Fuego.
weatherman.
Yeah, it's right next to the Kandarian dagger.
Do you want me to grab it and show it?
No, because it's a bitch to get back up on the wall.
No, I'll grab the Kandarian dagger.
But yeah, so I have some more that I've poured up in resin that I'm going to be remounting up into full canes that I'm actually going to be plating in pure silver.
Damn.
And I'll be having
The whole can in pure silver.
the head.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The head. Only the
whole
head
cane
of the
would be
wolf
dope.
will be
I'm like, that's
plated in
fun.
pure
Yeah,
silver.
that's a high roller.
And I'll have limited amount of those available at Mad Monster this year. I have a couple other sculptures than one actually molded last night. Those I'm going to be printing up or casting out and then doing some electroplating on those between nickel and copper. Other than that, then it's just some other basically Mad Monster stuff is the biggest projects I have going on right now.
Yeah.
Is getting that stuff, and we have like
I was going to
5
say
weeks.
July, right?
we got
July,
4
right?
weeks and
Yeah.
4 days basically.
July 11th to the 13th.
Yeah.
There you go.
Same fucking weekend
As
Superman
something-
comes out.
And
Yeah,
July
the
literally
same
13th.
that
weekend
Friday.
there's another horror convention,
know.
which we
Yeah,
will not
that's
mention,
fucking
but
bullshit.
yeah, it's asshole.
But yeah, so I'll have some of that
Dick
stuff
measuring.
available
Yeah.
at
Horror
Mad
convention
Monster.
dick measuring going on
Silly
here in
shit.
Arizona.
Why compete?
Yeah.
I know.
Why compete when both of you could make the same amount of money? And
For
You
real.
just
Or more.
spaced
You
it.
guys would make more.
Yes,
if
they
you
would
just did
definitely
different
make more.
weekends.
well, I just mean the same amount. Like it wouldn't. There's no detractors. Like they'd make. You'd make what you make.
No, it is just like Cecil said. It's a dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's which is just.
Well, we have
come on.
Brad Dourif. But we
Yeah.
have Damien Leone.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
He knows that
I'm
guy.
still-
That guy knows how to tell a story. let
I'm
me
still
tell ya.
pissed that they split up the American Werewolf guys. Now
Yeah.
I'm forced.
One convention has one of the
Yeah.
pair. The other convention has the other of the
I'm
pair.
like, you fucking raggedy bitch.
These are the things that determine how I vote in November. These are like, how did
God
you
have
feel
mercy.
about splitting up the American Werewolf guys, Congresswoman or whatever? I don't know what you are. I didn't look at your Twitter, but how do you feel about that?
Yeah, right?
Like, sir, please remove the sausage in your hands and leave.
Yes, that's
not a
all.
microphone.
That's all well and good, but will ticket holders be reimbursed if Michael Bean doesn't show up this
Again?
year?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
These are the things I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that last big project, I'm still working on that big ass fucking Freddy vs. Jason diorama.
Yep.
How big?
That fucker's gonna be about 18 by
Yeah, probably
20.
a foot and a half by...
How high?
18.
18 high.
Yeah, 18 by 20.
20 square.
Yeah,
Okay.
in box and everything. I'm gonna have the LEDs and whatnot.
And what's it
coming
an
out.
image of?
It's of the dock scene.
It's the dock scene with Demon Freddy.
Yeah.
After having jumped out of the water and
Yeah.
landing on the
Right.
dock.
So
Are you gonna
sick
have
shit,
like
man.
little bits like stuck in air of the water? Little.
no, if I did a print and everything.
He's
off
not
the
not in the
model,
air. He's already landed
This
on the
is
dock.
Gotcha.
this is
okay.
a repaint off of the NECA.
Oh, okay.
NECA one because I'm sure a lot of people agree NECA has been pretty crappy with their paint qualities and their toy qualities.
I haven't bought anything
So-
since the Halloween 2.
Yeah,
I saw someone on
this
Twitter
was
just
actually
bitching about
this is
NECA
out
the
of a
other day,
bag
so.
of a bunch of stuff that a channel member sent us, and I went through and I cleaned it up and did a whole repaint of the Freddy. I got to do a rebuild of the dock and actually make it longer.
Sweet. Okay.
And then it's gonna be the whole water is gonna be poured out. I'm gonna do the water effects with the ripple. I gotta talk to one of our buddies, probably hit Mike, and see if he's gonna resin print me out a small,
Nice, yeah.
print me out a small lorry and everything, so that way I can have her on the dock as well for because it's the dream scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
And
Have,
is
You
this
got,
something?
dude, that chest. You have to have that in the
No.
diorama.
no, it's not that. It's not that scene. But
Monica
I get you.
Keena,
But
oh my
that
God.
scene. But I get you.
I thought you said Lori. That's
You
Lori,
know,
right?
she could have the claw marks. You know.
And
But-
you're gonna have that ready for Mad Monster?
No.
It's just her
I
birthday
really
the other
don't-
day.
I
That's what I was
don't
gonna
know.
ask is if you would try to be selling it
I'm-
to Mad Monster if it was completed.
I'm gonna try, but like I have like there's four.
Freddy is gonna be
there's-
at. the
I know.
convention,
Hold
right?
on,
This is-
I know.
Might
I
be
know.
worth
known to have
putting
it
some
ready.
time
I know.
into it.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Hey, I have some
I have,
available
like,
availability.
Hey,
four
Robert, you should
different
totally
things
do it for Mad
going
Monster.
at different
Come on, guys,
fucking
tell him.
times.
I don't know.
with
Robert, you
6
should
to
do it for
8
Mad
pieces
Monster.
each.
Here's the
I
thing that I
wanna
don't get.
hear
Why
shit.
won't he agree
All
to having
you're
it
doing
ready?
is laying shit up
Mad
on the table and
Monster,
saying,
Mad
"Hey, buy
Monster,
my
Mad
movie."
Monster. Yeah, that's all I'm
Oh
doing.
my God! No,
I didn't make the
no.
movie or anything.
He wastes way more time than just saying that.
But also, Robert, you picked up a new chamber, a new toy for yourself.
Oh yeah, that's just a little dinky little.
But it's something
piss
to
ass.
fuck around with. You know?
Yeah, that's just. It was
He got his
just,
first vacuum chamber.
It was just a half-ass little fucking $30. I just needed to pull out some air from fucking some silicone stuff.
But it's a thing to get your feet wet with it.
I've already used them before. I just
Alright.
didn't want to drop $300
Shut the
on a
fuck
good
up,
one.
Yeah, Eli in the chat. Let's see. Tyler says my buddy is down at Monster Palooza with his art. Yeah, one of
Yeah,
these
I've
years
seen a
we gotta
lot of
make it to
people.
Monster
Yeah, I've seen a
Yeah,
lot
we've
of
been
people
talking
posting
about
about
that.
it, man. Yeah.
Billy Judd said, "Was it wrong for Will to die in Dream Warriors?" No. No, that's kind of what happens in Freddy movies.
I want them all to die.
Except for Nancy.
I got to give an extra shout out to Eli because it was his birthday on the 30th.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Happy birthday, Eli.
Happy belated.
brah.
Jigsaw said, "If Freddy moves, all four of them jumping out the window." Yeah, I think so. And then, let's see. We got NECA's Wednesday figures made me cackle. Said Tyler. I haven't seen
Dude, they're
those.
so bad.
I haven't
NECA
seen them.
sucks now.
A flawed design.
care about Wednesday.
Good old Rubber Soul
certainly
said,
know that.
"Speaking of DNN, I had tickets
Yeah,
to
Rob.
meet Nico at New Jersey HorrorCon in Atlantic City, but it fell through. Still getting over it. Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Oh,
Wait, it fell through like you couldn't make it, or Nico didn't end up going for some reason? Probably, I'm guessing you didn't make it.
It
for
could
some
have been.
reason. I
Yeah.
don't know. By the way, Rubber Soul, a flawed design. Where's his Pennywise?
Which one?
Has it not made it back up yet?
Oh, the drawing?
Yeah, the drawing.
No, I
the
haven't
Pennywise
gotten
drawing.
that one back up
Okay,
yet.
yeah. So we're working.
That'll be on
yeah.
this side.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the because this. So guys, part of my announcement is what I'm going to talk about in a minute. But yeah, a flawed design. Your drawing is going to be back up on the wall for the show that I'm going to be doing. So. I had to cancel my plans. Oh, sorry, dude. That sucks.
Damn, dude, that sucks.
Wait, it's Eli's birthday? Oh shit, that's
No,
right. You
on the
said,
30th, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Happy
dude.
belated. Happy belated.
And a flawed design, Nico. I wasn't even on the set when these guys were making the movie, but he's always been the chillest, coolest dude. So
Yeah.
when you get the chance to meet him, like a pretty regular kind of guy.
Yeah, and Cecil had done some gaming with him recently, some streamies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Sorry, I got. Now I know why the alcohol didn't make it up.
No worries.
So I mean,
Getting things back on track with the horror
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Morgan,
was a-
if you want to come
mystery.
join us, please come
Yeah.
grab a chair and come up and join us. No one was purposely trying to leave anyone out or anything. So I thought you were busy with children because there's always so many children in this household. On the other side
I'm
of this
putting on
wall
glasses because the future's so bright.
is a pit of children and toys.
Oh.
So,
Yes.
I thought you were
Quesadillas and
busy with
ramen
that.
as well. Quesadillas and ramen.
But I told you about it for a reason. So anyway, all right. Tyler says my buddy's been sending me pics. John Stamos came by his booth. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
The Beach Boy?
Dude, have you
Yeah,
seen
I
him
was
on the
gonna say.
drums?
Oh, the
Elvis
Drumeo?
Presley?
Dude, that one I sent you?
Yes,
Elvis Presley?
Dude,
He does like
fucking
was
hell.
It? Is it
He's
Papa
talented,
Roach?
dude.
He does Papa Roach.
Yeah, dude, but he
He does-
fucking
he does,
shreds on the drums.
Last Resort by Papa Roach on Drumeo. John Stamos. It is incredible,
Dude.
And he is, dude. The guy fucking works.
Yeah.
He's the Steven Spielberg of drums.
What?
He really is. He fits a lot into it.
At Nat Productions says, "Why are y'all sitting so close? Do you see that
we
we're
actually
like?"
could
That's
be
Ronnie.
closer. We were discussing closer.
Hey, Ronnie, you know why? Because we all grew up in the 80s and we're cool with being close.
Yeah, and if we're not close, like we're gonna be off camera.
Yeah.
So like that's also a thing.
You know why, Ronnie? Because Revenge of the Nerds taught me that dudes gotta be close.
Nice. Nice to see guys sharing a vape like bros, like dudes, like pals.
We are pals. It's
Fuck
true.
yeah, nice. Yeah, we're homies.
You know what? When you found that you can hang with somebody, like it's just hanging out with yourself. That's a
Pass the
true
Dolce
friend.
on the left hand side.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, good idea.
No, you have to sing a 311 song because that's what white guys sing. Right? Come original, you got to come original.
I could also, I
in
could
a
also get
Jamaican
away,
accent.
No, I could also get away with Sublime.
Like white
I could
guys
also get away
singing.
with Sublime.
White guy singing a song in a Jamaican accent. That's 311. They
Okay,
do it really good.
I
Don't
was gonna
tempt
say,
me.
I was just listening.
I will cancel myself.
But
I
I
just
love
listening to
311
this
for what
Extreme went off
first
to
three
a-
records. Wait, first four.
Was it ever
True
on them?
Transistor?
Barely.
Beautiful Disaster is my favorite
From
311
Transistor.
song, and that song
18
kicks
songs.
ass, dude. And they're not doing that sort of,
No,
kind of thing in
and
that song.
the crazy thing about Come Originals, I'm just making fun of it. I'm a massive punk rock fan, and they say no effects Come Original. Like they shouted out no effects when like
Fellow SoCalers, yeah.
Well, and just like no, because 311's from fucking Nebraska.
Oh, are they?
So yeah, no, they're from
Didn't they
Omaha.
relocate to
No.
LA? Though?
Well, when they made the
Yeah.
move, but there's like the
Yeah.
like
Originally,
me a
it's a-
rude boy from Omaha, Nebraska, sick as a porno flick.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, I mean, Trent Reznor started out in Ohio, right? So I mean, then he
But
made the
311
change, you know?
founded themselves in Omaha
Yeah,
and
then they
moved
made the
collectively.
relocation after
Yeah,
after
yeah.
they got signed.
But anyways, they sang
Yeah.
some praise to No Effects, and I was like, you know what?
Like I've seen them live. Like they
Fat,
put on a
Fat
good
Mike
show.
is beloved, man.
I've
you know?
I've
I
never
mean,
seen 311, but No Effects is the band I've seen the most, and they're man. If you missed
Bad
out, if you
religion
didn't
for
get,
me, man.
If
Yeah.
you didn't get to see No Effects before they
hung
ended
it up. Yeah, because is he still doing Me First, or is that hung up too?
maybe, but like
Yeah.
I've been able to see them a dozen times or so, and it's they're amazing.
Why did we go where not supposed to be?
Flock
in
Design
Alabama?
does remind us it is Pride Month. Yes, it is June. Happy Pride Month, everyone.
So let's
Welcome
all get
to the Punk
let's all get
Podcast.
closer.
Shout out to
Your hose.
Morgan.
your host. Your host. No,
Speaking of Pride
No,
Month,
you know
we
what?
have a girl, and I'm gonna call her a girl and not a woman because I don't know, like, how
Dice,
to
the
talk to
sausage
women
fest is
or
over.
girls.
A girl, not yet a woman.
I'm actually a man.
no, but seriously, shout out to everyone that likes to celebrate Pride
Yeah.
because Lord knows the horror genre would not be what it is without
Yeah,
people
dude.
that participate
Bunch
in
of-
Pride.
Horror
bunch of
all too
queer
often is
folk?
one of the yeah,
Yeah.
horror is a very
No, seriously.
queer genre, and rightfully so, man.
Like
Thank you.
queer in all the meanings of the word. That's what horror is.
We
That's
need
the
a
crazy.
scene for you.
Man up.
Oh,
Oh.
Well,
means.
let's
What
just
that
pause
means.
for a second.
I was trying to.
that was a
process.
fucking beat drop. Cut that together as a short,
Quite
and like
honestly,
a boom.
quite honestly,
Right
I was
there.
trying to figure out if I could go gadget my arm somehow.
No, you're not Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Only he can be and in every movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on.
Please
That
put,
would, you know what?
please make Pedro Pascal play everybody.
If the Lord loved me
What's
like
up,
I wished
Manny?
he
I was
would,
gonna say,
Pedro
him
would
and
walk
Chris
through
Pratt.
that door right now and hand me the Coke. Like, here you go. Like
Yeah.
what a cameo in a random YouTube
Because
video.
he's a
Pedro
50-year-old
Pascal
bougie
really is
bitch. He would
everywhere.
he would hand it to you know.
And yet I hear
That'd
he's
be
the
awesome.
sweetest guy behind the scenes.
For you too? No. Oh,
And I do actually.
Terrible.
Okay, that was the one that didn't get used from yesterday.
Terrible
Right.
fashion
Nah,
sense. But
fucking-
most
oh.
celebrities have terrible fashion sense.
Well, they have other people.
guys, this
dress
is
them,
water
you know,
then
so-
pouring. Just
Yeah.
so everyone knows,
Well,
this is
and
water. That's
I'm,
brown
I'm
water.
realizing now that we're
Our
just living in a
Rodriguez,
moment
man
and these
up.
people
I
are
felt
watching.
that.
We're all just living in Pedro Pascal's world.
I don't, yeah, maybe I should get a mustache and then slight stubble,
Yeah.
and people would think I'd look more like him.
Dice, for real. Yeah, you have no idea. I've been putting together an ultimate queer horror movie database. Thousands,
Nice,
I tell you.
nice.
Well,
Yeah.
and like
100%.
I had said,
Dude,
like,
horror
queer-
recognized, you know, LGBTQ people way before anyone else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
yeah.
All right,
And I think queer in every sense of the word, because like before it meant that, it was
let's
just
cheers
if
our
you're off
water,
kilter.
everyone.
Yeah.
Wait,
Morgan's off
wait,
to the
wait,
side.
wait,
And mine is just water.
Like
Yeah.
you usually like to get gussied up and everything. I didn't know like if that's what
Oh,
you wanted to
you
do or just
bitches.
jump on.
I'm the new guy, and everyone took their shot before
I did not.
me.
I'm with
Here,
you.
here.
I'll do another one.
Hi, this is Davey
I'll do another
Deathray,
one.
creator of the Horror Show channel. I'm the one. I let all these people in. Just wanted to let you know.
He's the man behind
Give
the
me some
man.
water.
You
Yeah.
want more water? I didn't even. Hang on. We
I
should
want
do
our
water.
cook.
I'm so thirsty.
We live in the desert for fuck's sake.
Deadly
It's
desert.
literally raining outside right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quite
I
a
asked-
juxtaposition. Yeah.
I asked Susie if she could make it today, but
Oh, it's a soggy one. It's a
She's
squishy,
busy
soggy
with
one.
work.
Yeah, doing and making women look pretty for
Yeah.
various things, you know.
All right.
She never asked to make me look pretty.
Well, that's a lot of makeup.
I could use some help. Yeah.
Oh, it
Damn.
took me a moment to
Yeah, me
process
too.
it.
I was like, wait a minute.
whoa!
I was like, he didn't say that about any females that we know, right? Because that would require some apologizing.
Guys, I'm
right.
18 years old. I don't know if you know this.
That's the best, dude. That is the best. I will always apologize.
Yeah, see, Tyler knows. Stay hydrated.
All right, so Yeah, Tyler in the chat. By the way, so Tyler is the man, the myth, the legend behind Wake Up Call, and it's Punch, right? I always had this idea for a micro short, a looping micro horror short, about a dude that wakes up and gets eaten by a creature that his wife turns into.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, what wife isn't just looking to eat us after? I mean, hi.
No, I like it though. I like it because it's like metamorphosis meets the real.
Well, the
Yeah.
actuality of the
It's
dynamic.
reality.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, Tyler.
We're scary. People are scary.
By the way, Tyler
you
finally
trust
saw-
somebody with your heart? That's scary.
He finally saw the bit of our Final Destination
What's up,
review where we shouted him out. Where I was like, "Not everyone can be Tyler Adams," and we both look at the camera and like,
Yeah.
I like that.
That's how I know how to do mugging. Just not
But
with
dude,
the
even
knives.
Tyler's
Yeah.
like his render that he did for like the Tarman opening,
Oh yeah.
like dude, that thing was fucking beautiful.
Well, so anyway, I wanted to bring up Tyler specifically because Tyler is helping with a new micro short that is something that I think even more people are going to love, because we are doing a scary version of something that that amazing people like ourselves are very, very familiar with. And I'm not going to reveal what it is, but it's going to be incredible. I've already seen some of the early renderings that Tyler's put together, just like I saw early renderings of the creature that he created for Wake Up Call. And I could not be more excited for what we're putting together.
I'm wondering what the hell
This
it
one's
is.
going to be 2.5 minutes at most. It'll probably end up being the script is 2.5 pages, which generally that's how it equates. It'll probably end up being less than 2 minutes, but it's going to be awesome. And we're going to need to shoot it in your children's room. I'll explain why.
I don't even know what it is, so now
I don't either.
Now I'm worried that I'm gonna be
Well,
like
I'll show you the
pawn
mock-up.
in the scheme.
I'll show you.
Yeah,
the
no,
mock-up.
what is
We'll
going
figure
on?
it out.
Things get so
We'll
real
reach
right
for it.
now, guys.
Yes,
We
it
just
is.
watched all those cinema verite
This right here.
trailers.
This is Tyler's most recent mock-up.
Yeah, Tyler looks fucking dope, by the way.
Oh wow.
Did you ever watch a certain cartoon based on a massive property?
You and I talked about it when I first met you.
That's he's already done
That's
that much
what's
work on.
the.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's the
Alright.
reaction I wanted.
Alright.
Yeah. No, that's what we're doing.
Hey,
We're doing
what?
an actual scary version of
That's
that.
well, it was scary when I was a kid when I saw it, man.
I don't recognize it.
Real
What is
quick,
it from?
we got 25 people watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, please. Share this, greatly appreciated.
But we're doing a scary version of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched that show a whole bunch. I just didn't recognize
Yeah,
it. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say anything. to
It's
spoil
still
it.
early, but it still looks really nice.
Yeah. That's still early. Yeah, I know.
Really
but see that?
nice.
You see Fuego's reaction?
Are we
Like,
gonna punk rock it out with like the little?
Tyler's gonna Tylerfy it.
Okay.
He's gonna I told him let's make it scary because I will say there is something that is lured and something that is severed in half, most likely.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a hot dog.
No. What the fuck?
God, I
is
hope. Yeah, this is which.
Why don't
This
you go
is
get a chair?
Let's just go.
I like
Just get a chair, sit in the corner, and think about what you did.
Yeah. Go find a
Guys,
chair.
I'm
Guys,
gonna
don't
hang
worry
out right
about
here
it.
with the
I'm
tissue
already
pack.
texting another white guy that can join us and replace her. Hey Lee, are you available? No. Nick, are you
I'm
available?
gonna punch
Give me a
you in.
baseball
Christian,
bat.
I need you.
I can pull this off.
Garrett
Give
from
me a
Born to Be
baseball bat.
Rad, are you there?
Savannah, what's up? Good to see you.
Hey, what's up?
All right, so all right, let's move on to the next thing.
Dude.
Cecil's next production will be titled "The Couch." No,
I think
I
it's
don't
been
know
done
exactly
already.
what that's referring to.
Brought to you by the Black Light.
No, is that a sequel to the coffee table?
Like I don't know if that's meant to be
No,
like casting
that
couch
would
not.
scenario
Oh,
or
boy.
what, but
I dated a girl, so I dated this chick in Alaska for a long time.
Just one?
I'm gonna say her name
wasn't
because
many.
no one even cares. Jade Aldrighetti,
That's
and
wow.
she said,
Wait,
"Yeah,
wow.
beautiful Italian name." And everyone
wow.
always said, like, "Hey,
Shit.
Mrs. Albrecht." No, but it was Jade Aldrighetti, ALDRIGHETTT.
Okay.
She said she looked like Cat Dog.
Oh.
That's what she said, but I thought she looked
That's
like
rough.
Rachel Lee Cook.
Why would you say that?
Like, because Rachel Lee Cook, I mean, that's the
A
apex.
flawed design.
No, no,
Caucasians assemble, really?
You know what? We're not that bad, and
we're not that well.
And
He's
There's a lot of other people.
hey, and globally a minority, so now you can root for us.
Oh boy, here we go.
Can of worms, man.
All right, so let's move on to the
I
next
heard-
part.
I
of
heard
it.
that
Globally,
gingers are.
I don't want
TikTok
anyone to-
said the gingers are now blacks.
I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I'm just saying, like,
I heard that. Well, you know why?
Yeah, I watched a few. I still say no.
I'm sorry, guys. I guess this will be my last live stream as a Horror Show channel
And
member.
we just introduced you accordingly, sir.
I just think it's cool. It's like in Bullworth. Like, everyone's just going to become mixed anyway, so what does it
Look
matter?
like cat dog? I have to have heard that
Ghetto
wrong.
superstar.
No,
Almost
dude,
like cat
and
dog.
I did not agree. That's just what she said.
Yeah, that's
Which
what
end?
she said.
Women
right?
can be really mean to
Which end
themselves
of
and to
cat
each
dog?
other.
And more typically to each other.
No,
than
she
like-
just thought her face, and I was like, "You look like Rachel Lee Cook from Josie and the Pussycats," and I, you know,
Oh, so the
that's
cat
like,
end.
To be fair, Dice,
I'm
That's
still
you-
reeling over the Warren Beatty reference you just dropped.
oh, that's a great, yeah. We're all just gonna fuck each other until we all look like the same race.
to be fair, Dice.
What's wrong with that?
Dice would fit right in this room. Like, do you sizzle when you step outside on a sunny day? Get
Yes,
in
I
here.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
I do
Yeah,
actually.
I do.
When I
Say
go
it.
out to
Yep.
the snow, you can
Yeah.
actually see
Look.
like.
Yeah, I'm not quite a
I
ginger. I'm
steam-
what South Park calls a day walker, so
A
I
day
still get the
walker.
freckles and
I-
stuff, but I'm not
Yeah.
like full blown redhead. You know?
I'm so white,
like
you
Kyle
can tell the
Brzezinski.
difference between my neck and my chest, even on the lighting.
And
here.
if he had
That's
committed-
how
Red
white
is
it's.
crappy, but
Oh,
I'm like,
it's
I'm
And if
terrible.
Davey had
permanently
completely committed
red.
to his bit, we would.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I mean.
okay, okay. How many topics have we talked
Oh yeah,
about?
we're slacking.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And that's
Jesus
Blood Rose,
Christ, you
Horror
guys.
Nightmare says I'm a ginger. All right, well, there you go.
And next up is the pants.
All right, so
I have underwear on.
Ginger
Don't get
like
weird about it.
I set my white balance on my camera with my forehead, okay? All right. So the next bit I want to talk about is, so we've covered Robert, we've touched on Fuego's graduating, we've touched briefly on Davey joining the channel, but I do have more questions for him after that.
You're all.
But the thing, Morgan, if you have
That's
something,
a lot of touching on people.
if
dude.
you have an
Like,
update
that's a
of some
really
kind, let me
interesting
know.
question,
But-
Cecil, but I should take my pants off for the rest
And
of
as
the
quick
interview.
as he joined, he's out. All right.
Where'd the sunglasses come from?
I just had to put them on. I don't know.
His future's just
I
that
just-
bright.
I did no.
Oh, he's got
I
it
did
right
say
straight.
that, and I don't want to have to worry about if I'm looking at the camera or looking at the chat.
My wife is pale or sunburned, no tan. Yeah, same. I'm
Yeah,
two
same.
shades.
Yeah,
I
same,
do
same
not
for
go
me.
anywhere in between.
Nope.
All right, so the thing that I've got going on is it said in the thumbnail that I'm going to be creating a new show, which is true. It is a new show for the channel, but it's meant to be a new ongoing series, which I want to discuss with Morgan a little bit because it may be more appropriate for the Twitch channel.
That's what I said.
But I want to explain the idea.
What's Twitch?
So there's two different kinds. There's two different ideas that we can do with this. But let me pull up the graphic that I have.
Wait,
for
I'm
it.
here screaming.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh no.
Oh,
that
no,
sounds
they're-
about right.
They're brawling.
Sounds about right.
I hear my name.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to episodes to be done. All right, so I've got this.
Oh, the Nightrider. You told me about this. Yeah.
Thanks for saying it before I pulled it up. Yeah, appreciate it. Good job.
I'm
Good job,
hyping
pal.
it up for you, dude.
job, pal.
I'm like the guy with the fisherman's hat.
He's
that
like
was
Tom
in Cypress
Holland just
Hill.
giving away
the
the
guy that's like,
secrets.
it's
So
turning
this
into
is the show.
bird.
This is
That's
the show
me.
right here. We're doing something called the
Yes,
Nightrider.
and it's right over my face. I'm the guy in the Nightrider. There we go. I'm like right there. Okay. No, you can put it over my face. Fuck
So
me.
no,
you
so
know?
this is the
Oh,
idea.
cover everyone. Yes.
Yeah, so I
All
want to
the
show the whole
time.
dynamic.
I just love the kitty there.
Yeah, so it's kind of inspired by Lo-Fi Girl, that channel, and the fact that I do a lot of writing currently, a lot of script writing, and I thought it would be fun to do a horror version of it, and so much so that I have discussed this with the Ed from Midnight Syndicate.
Oh.
And he is very much down with the idea and letting me do Midnight Syndicate music without being copyright claimed.
Yeah.
So we can
Which
use-
they
and
have let us do before.
not only
which is
that,
pretty
not
sweet.
only that, but he's into the idea of creating a playlist that is music to write horror to.
Okay.
So Midnight Syndicate is going to be specifically creating that playlist, or at least that's what we've discussed. I don't know for sure if he's going to do it, but he said that sounds like a great idea.
This
So,
stuff's the shit.
so essentially, my plan is, and let me make this a little bit smaller now. But the
Just
plan.
cover Davey's face up again, yeah.
So the plan
I
is.
still am wearing shades because I'm a weirdo.
I'm gonna have a different angle. The camera's gonna be over here to the left, pointing this way.
To the left.
So you're gonna see this side, and I'm trying to orient it in the same way Lo-Fi Girl is oriented. I'm not gonna show what's on the computer for sometimes, but the idea behind the series is this: I want to write horror with you guys. So this is going to be a series not on Twitch. I might do it where it's just me writing my stuff with music going. And like people can come and chill and work on their homework while I'm doing my work. You'll hear my keyboard clicking and you'll hear the music that I'm playing.
Sure.
That's going to be the Twitch version of
That's
this.
a cool kind of camaraderie right
The
there.
YouTube version is going to be either a bi-weekly or monthly show where we're going to write a horror movie together. The audience and myself.
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. So basically every episode will be an hour to 2 hours. I will play the music and I will talk to the audience. We will brainstorm a horror movie idea together. I will run polls to determine which of the ideas we will choose and move forward with. And we will develop this idea from inception all the way to final script. And if we want, we can do like a reading on the channel at the end of it. But this will be something that I will be doing with the audience. So we will talk and be like, okay, here's the scene we're writing. I'll start writing
That's
it.
what I was laughing about.
I will show the screen on. I will show the document on the screen so they can see what I'm writing. And if they have ideas for moments or dialogue, I will add it. And if I use your suggestions, you will be added to the list of contributors that will grow and grow and grow throughout the series. And at the very end, when we somehow present it in the read-along or whatever, there will be a credit, a credit sequence at the end with everyone's names listed that contributed to the story. So that's the idea for the Nightrider.
Amazing.
On YouTube. It's live horror storytelling, so we will literally all work together to tell a horror story. CK2D says very cool ideas. Thank you. Max Parker sounds interesting. That sounds badass, says a flawed design. Tyler Adams says yes. Okay, awesome. Who plays Kit? Believe it or not, I am investigating having a theme for the show done that is evocative of the original Nightrider theme. That's what I want to do. Yeah. It actually works.
It's Hasselhoff on
a
the
little
show.
30-second segment of it works really well as a lead-in for the show.
Don't Hasselhoff.
And if you need a voice guy, you can get a hold of Dave McCrae.
Yeah. Or myself.
I heard he has time.
Savannah says that's awesome. Yeah. Rick Bejamin. Oh, Rick Bejamin. Okay, cool. Got it.
Rick Bejamin! Rick Bejamin!
We're going back to it.
You need David Hasselhoff lookalike for that Nightrider. Yeah, could be. Nanette's Blood Rose Horror Nightmare. I'm excited for this show. All right, cool. I'm glad. All right, so you guys, do you like the idea? Do you think that this is something you'd be interested in doing? And do you think it should be monthly or more often? Because I could do it weekly for all you guys, for all I care. I think bi-weekly or monthly is more, more feasible, and something I can, commit to a little bit easier than weekly. But so I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that. So that's the new show I'm going to be doing. Outside of that, I am.
Wait, I want to say something about this.
Okay, sure.
Before we go on.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, I think it should be bi-weekly. I think it would be really cool if you were able to book 2 guests a month, and you have somebody streaming with you that's like helping you prod it along.
That's a good idea.
And let the folks in the chat. So the folks in the chat don't have to come up with like every little story beat.
That's a good idea.
You bring in someone like Vin, like whatever.
Yeah.
And if you can
other YouTubers, yeah.
Exactly. And then
that's actually a really good idea.
And then maybe those people, if that gets turned into something, they get like a co-writing. Everyone in the chat that contributes ideas gets that contributor credit.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
I think that's awesome.
Plus, I
Like,
mean,
I would love
So
bringing
you'd be
in
down to-
another
you'd be down to
channel's
do an
audience
episode?
too.
Oh,
Hopefully,
fuck
get some
yeah,
more on
dude.
the stream to contribute and everything.
I'm a giant nerd with all that shit.
Dude, I'll
Like,
bet.
I'm
I'll
trying.
bet Braden would do it. I'll bet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I'll bet there's a lot of people.
I'm trying to like my thing that I want to do is a zombie.
If you're watching and you have a YouTube channel, let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching this stream later and you'd be interested to be on an episode to help write the story, let me know in the comments below, and I'll start making a list of guests. I like that idea a lot. I don't know why I never thought of that.
I've got an idea for a story that's a George Romero-esque like zombie story in Southeast Alaska.
Well, you'd have to be in on the premiere episode to decide to help have the audience decide if that's the story we're going to tell. Because the first episode will be deciding.
gonna
What
be the
I guess
story
maybe
we're
I
gonna
have to
tell.
do my
Framing
own
device or
series. Then.
whatever.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry,
Fine.
guys.
Fucking do it.
They said bi-weekly in homage to Pride Month.
Nice.
It is the B
I like it.
of
I like it.
LGBTQ+.
Indeed.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm game, says Rick B. Jamin.
we don't
Okay,
count
cool.
in the actual.
Rick B. Jaman. Rick B. Jaman.
All right, so cool. It sounds like you guys are. How do we get involved in the process? So, if you're a YouTuber, just reach out. The email is in the description box down below. It's thehorrorshow666 at youtube.com. Or, no, excuse me.
Yahoo.
At yahoo.com. Thank you.
Yeah.
So email me there if you're interested. If you're just watching, then just come to each episode and your ideas will be heard, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll use your dialogue. Maybe I'll use your story beat. Who knows? I just think it's a fun idea, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone else do it on YouTube.
And I think
No, I can't
honestly,
say that.
like as an extra sacrifice, just take up smoking cigarettes inside. You know, just do it, right? Like that's what writers do, guys. Like just do it.
I fancy myself a writer, and I don't do that. Where's
Pipes,
my vape?
cigars.
Where's my vape?
Yeah. I was gonna hit Robert on the leg before I had
Oh,
a
you
shot
did?
glass in my hand. I'm like, where's the fucking
Cheers.
drink,
Dude, Robert's
Cheers,
just
yo.
going for the bottle. The brown water bottle. Can't wait to have somewhere to purge all my horrible ideas. Fair enough. Hey, if I can't
Amen.
see through it as a bad idea, that's on me, not on you.
Amen.
Romero in Alaska, 30 Days of Night of the Living.
Sounds
30
good.
Days of Night of the Living Dead is awesome. Someone should make that in a comic or something.
So I'm calling it
30 Days of Night of the Living Dead is a great title.
It's dead of winter, and the whole idea is like, yeah, you would see the way I see like a trailer is like a town functioning, everything's totally normal. You zoom out, you get like the shot of the country with these little lights. You get the shot of the globe, there's like only a handful of lights, and you realize that it's this zombie apocalypse kind of thing. So my story takes place probably like a year after. But the town that I grew up in, you had to fly out of or take a boat. So if the zombie apocalypse happened and you had a town of 30,000 people in Alaska, you'd be able to keep it together for a while, but then you start having these zombies that have actually gone through the rivers and climbed the mountains and blah, 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 blah. Like
Can I say an idea I just had?
like Romero style, but with practical effects.
So this was what I planned to have as the thumbnail for each episode, but I would just change what's on the chalkboard to be like episode 1, brainstorming, episode 2, outline, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Episode
but
3,
if I'm
you're a
doing
cunt.
guests, if I'm doing guests, I think I want to
No
put
offense.
each guest in the window looking in, like,
Yeah.
you know, like just on the window looking in.
I'm freezing out.
yeah.
Save
I think I might do that. That's pretty fun.
I've been drinking for hours. I just need a little bit of
Trying to
water.
stay warm.
So did you hear what I said, Morgan? So
Robert.
She's
this
like,
would be
no,
the
you guys are
YouTube
yelling
version.
over each
Building
other.
the story would be the YouTube version. The Twitch version would be when I'm writing, and people can just come listen to the music and like do their homework while I'm writing.
Yeah, guys, I'm
I'll be
hassling
the- I'll be the
Robert for his
horror-
raspberry.
What do you
This
mean?
must be a raspberry.
No, it's
Just
called
type it.
Martian piss.
No, no wants to watch them.
More like Marionberry piss.
You don't know what the
Is that
lo-fi
better?
I
version is.
really want
Golden
to
showers
watch
all
them
around.
type.
Well, I think
Seriously?
Marionberries
Guys,
are tasty.
okay,
Never
this
been
is
peed
this is
on.
perfect. Hey,
Thank
shh,
God.
hush. Let's
Yeah,
get
I've
let's
never
get
been
audience,
peed on. Big deal.
Let's get an audience answer here. She says, "Do you really think anyone would want to watch you type?" That's simplifying it, but what I'm saying is the Twitch stream would be me writing. Yes, you would hear the keys. You would also hear the music, and it would be just like Lo-Fi Girl, where you can come in and do your homework, listen to the music, study, or work on your own creative endeavors while I'm doing mine. Like, I can try and minimize the keyboard sounds. There's keyboards I can buy that are silent.
Oh, it's just they're
Wait,
gonna watch.
but I'm saying-
the
Wait,
you don't
top
wanna
of
be
your
on a
head
full-fledged
while you
typewriter.
sweat
No, not
and
the
you
top of my
type.
head. No, it's going to be facing this way. That's why we're doing this wall. so people will have a background to look at.
Do you
It's
need
the
The
same-
lo-fi channel is.
Do
Like,
they just want a
an
second-
animated picture with music?
Or do they,
and the cat's tail is twitching and stuff. I'm just doing it live.
or do
instead
they
of
just want
animated.
do they want the camera on?
Let's just
like,
see. Okay, hang on. Let's
the
see
camera to show what you're shooting. So maybe you have you from a different angle and like what you're actually typing.
Well, I don't want to show what, because that's when I'm writing the stuff I can't talk about.
Okay.
But I can show I can put a camera
All
on my
the
fingers for, like,
inappropriate
look, I
stuff.
literally have 3 cameras I can use. I've got the one that's high res. I've got
Yeah.
the Brio that's almost as high res, and then I've got another Logitech that I put on the keyboard if I need to.
I keep on looking at all of them because I think Stevie Wonder's cool and I want to look like him.
Oh yeah, let's see. I was gonna say that good minds, but just,
Seriously,
I don't know.
which one to look at.
I don't know if we're getting any
The shiny light one.
thoughts
Oh,
on
okay.
this.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm not
have
seeing
someone
anything.
typing while you're corresponding with viewers.
Exactly. See.
Well,
Some sort of interactive aspect.
You could have another person
I would,
on camera.
I would check. I would
Yeah.
check the. Well, but that's the thing. If someone's talking to
No, you
viewers, I'm
wouldn't.
not going to be able to focus on the writing.
Exactly.
But I
Because
can take
when
little
we're in
breaks
here,
and check comments and stuff.
and he's typing. He's soaked into typing. So there's no.
So here's the thing: when you set up your co-host,
Mm-hmm.
you find someone that you're like, "Hey, can you handle the chat too?"
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, no, but the
plenty of
Twitch
people
one I
are-
wouldn't bring people on for because that
Oh,
would be boring.
gotcha.
for
That, but that's.
But
What
if
I'm
you did
talking about.
it on YouTube and you brought another person, you could be like, "Hey, look at it on the chat."
I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna see. I think there's
Dude,
something there.
You do you. I'm
I
just
think
saying.
there's something
I
there.
think
I
you
could
need
at least-
to game
dude.
on Twitch and you.
twice a month,
See more,
even if you
but-
just want me to show up to
What
be
do I know?
the moderator.
The moderator?
Yeah.
No,
Like,
I
seriously.
No, the stuff on YouTube I will have guests for, and it'll be more structured, where each will be each step in the writing process, so to speak. Right? It'll be brainstorming. It'll be outlining. It'll be it'll be brainstorming. It'll be beat sheet. It'll be outlining, and then it'll be actual scripting. So and scripting, it's going to be Act 1, Act 2, Part 1, Act 2, Part 2, Act 3, and then final revisions. Like it's going to be probably 10 to 20 episode series for each story.
And you'll
I
obviously
would
learn
think.
along the way and stuff, and see what works, see what doesn't. I mean,
The cool thing about this is, like, as you progress in your career as a writer, like, yeah, maybe right now that's what it gets stretched out that much, but maybe like in the future this could be something where it's like,
That's what
hey
she
guys, we're
said.
gonna put 6 of these out a year,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have a role in it.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Well, we could do shorts.
Did I not give you a good enough graduation present? This guy's greedy, dude. That 12 minutes we
I
had
have my
between,
moments, yeah.
dude, between recording the video and going live, that was a stressful 12 minutes for me, my mouth, and my jaw.
Yeah, it's
Fuego, come
yeah,
on.
and it's that sexual tension,
Dirty.
unfortunately, that's going to keep
Dude.
us from being able to make music together because
Yeah.
it just really messes things up.
And Robert knows it plays with us, so he puts us in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and then he keeps the vape away from me because he knows he doesn't want me to relax.
Is that Nolan? Hey, thanks, Nolan.
Yeah,
Right on. Appreciate
Tyler
it.
says it would be cool to see shorts, and the best one gets produced.
That's what I was wondering about. Shit.
Yes,
like,
it's-
like
and
how
a
long
vote,
form
a
we'd be
vote.
talking to.
It's a hard thing to commit to, though.
Hmm.
But yeah, so we'd have to
got-
do
if you
like
have
5
buddies-
different stories, and then no
Yeah.
4, because you can only do a poll with 4 options.
Yeah.
But if we did 4, so you're talking about doing 4 different stories, from brainstorming all the way to completed short script, and whichever one the audience votes on is the one we actually try and make. Like, we could do that, but that's a lot to commit to.
Why don't you try to do like an
That's
Like
why
a
I said.
comic or
That's why I said the
animation.
final. The
I mean, a
final
full-length
should be
script
just
is a lot to commit to,
The
too,
final
though,
should
right?
just be a
comic,
table read.
a comic or an animation?
Well, who's going to do the animating and the drawing?
I know somebody.
Your mom.
But would he be, like? That's a lot to ask without payment. Like, I can't
Yeah.
afford to pay someone to do that. So anyway, yeah. I mean, it's
I
not
know
a
a
bad
guy.
idea.
I know a guy.
You do, and he's talented. But yeah, he has a lot of stuff that he does. So yeah, that's not a bad idea. Like, we could. So do you guys think that it should be shorts, or we should make a full-length feature script that we then do a table read for?
Poll in the chat.
Yeah, let's do.
Yeah.
Well, here would be the crazy.
I think
A
it'd be
third.
better to make a bunch of shorts, and then the best short.
Even if you only
Get
did like
made into a
3 as
bigger
opposed
one.
So
to
that's
4
like-
or whatever, like
You would do like continuous story or an anthology.
Have a good night, Amy.
That's a.
Thanks for
But
stopping in.
I still think, like, if you did a collection, like pulled them, did
Yeah.
the best of the ones that came in as shorts, and then said whichever short does the best, we'll make into a
There you go.
longer
Yeah.
form.
Yep.
So whatever you guys see and like the most, we can do a longer
Well,
form
and
of.
No, okay.
The cool-
Almost
the
like a
cool-
proof of concept,
Yeah,
and then you expand it into
So
feature
you
length.
have
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
So they're gonna stand alone as shorts, and they're gonna be good shorts.
Because lots of films start out as shorts, and then
Saw.
it's their proof of concept,
Saw
and then
was
they
a student film
Lights
short,
Out was one. I mean, yeah, there's tons
ended
of
up
them.
being a whole entire
Yeah.
franchise. So we could do something like that where it's like
You could
we
do.
do these shorts, and then whichever one performs the best. If you guys want to see more, we can make it into a
Explore the lore
longer-
more.
I mean, what if you did something crazy though? Like, you do if you're write a bigger story, but if you do like a comic within 1 month, 2 episodes, and then you put it
Are
out.
You Afraid of the Dark
Just the
Side
one
shorts? I mean, that might be fun. Like,
I mean,
But
that would
I
be
think
more
Vampire Shorts.
family friendly-ishness, maybe. Or
I think Are You Afraid of the Dark is fucking awesome.
never watched.
Not that it's not
well, we
friendly.
could do but we
family
could
friendly.
do the fucking
really good.
adult version of that,
Yeah.
where we
Yeah,
fucking
like Tales-
take that to the
Dude,
extreme.
Tales from the Crypt, like that whole like Tales of Comeuppance,
Now you're
like
speaking my language.
like
here.
Twilight Zone,
In
and
short
like
form, off in a
The twist ending.
in a jump for a lead here. 9 votes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Looks
I
pretty far
think
ahead.
Yeah.
Full-length feature film, says Savannah. See, that's what I thought people would be interested in. I thought they'd be interested in being a part of creating a full-length feature script.
Yeah.
But there's no guarantee. I mean,
People
there's,
love
there's no
anthologies
guarantee
too,
we'll even be able
you
to
know?
try
It's
to make
easier
it
to
into a
get-
movie. So.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I
easier
mean,
to
a
get-
short
but
would have a
table
higher
read-
likelihood.
Table
Yeah.
read would still be satisfying, I think.
Oh,
You know,
surely,
it'd still be
surely.
fun.
Although a short, if you got to the process
Feature
of filming
film process
something,
is
would
dope.
be.
So that's the other thing to consider. Like Tyler is saying, that's what I was going for. It was kind of meant to be a window, not only a window, but like literally a way for audience members to take part in the actual process of writing a feature script, you know, and everything that goes into it, and the endurance that's necessary to stick
It is
with
drastically
a
different,
single
yeah.
story for that many pages.
Yeah, having
And
just
short.
taken-
Listen, I'll as
Having
someone
just
that
taken those
writes.
screenwriting classes, man, like the drastic difference of being able of having to outline and do all this other stuff that often happens
Shorts
with
are,
a feature.
you don't even need to really
Yeah.
outline shorts. Like shorts are
Yeah.
really easy. In
Yeah.
my opinion, shorts are really easy
I
to
have my
write
short
compared to a
order script
full-length
now,
feature.
so, yeah.
It is. It's just easier to do because you don't have to have a full like 4-act structure.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to take the time to develop characters as much as is necessary in full-length features.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just easier to do. But
Yeah.
I'm not against doing that if that's what the audience wants. I'm just trying to ask, would the audience prefer to come up with multiple stories over the course of the series, or would they prefer to really see what the process is for writing a full-length feature? And hey, who's to say I can't do both?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that's the case, you know, maybe I rotate
anthology
every other
feature.
episode is the, you know, like maybe one episode a month is the short story stuff, and then the other episode each month is the full-length feature stuff.
Yeah.
That might be a lot to keep straight for me, but I could do it, and I'd be
Yeah.
willing to do it for you guys. But that's why I want to know, what do you guys want to see as an audience? Morgan, what do you think would be more interesting? I'm just okay. Just clarify for me.
I already said. I think that if we do a bunch of shorts, collect them up, and then whatever
Come up
is-
with a wraparound, maybe turn
What-
it into a
right.
feature
if
anthology.
something performs excessively well,
Mm-hmm.
then we can change that into a feature film. So you have we collect them, we make them, we have them all set and ready to go, and then whatever does the best, then you go, hey, let's explore making this full length. Like,
We could, or even if we can't make it, here's what we could do with that idea that just popped in my head. At the very least, we could make an anthology novel in script form,
which we've talked about.
just like
Or
Storm of the
a
Century.
a
or a
million
comic.
times.
Yeah,
Just
so
something
we
that's-
just
yeah.
each
Or
of the
an
short
anthology
stories that we come up with,
film.
we
Yeah.
collect them in a novel that we can
Yeah.
literally sell, a little anthology novel just in script format, like Stephen King's Storm of the Century.
Yeah, and then maybe you once in a while you come along one that's like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, if there's one that comes along that we're like, you know what, this deserves full-length feature
and it
treatment.
seems financially
like-
feasible to
or
be
like-
done and everything.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
like man, you put a handful couple of those out, and one does way better than the other. That's true.
See, it's gotten a lot closer. Short form and full-length feature has gotten...
I actually think you're arguing for the feature instead.
I was at first. I was at first
bit.
until I thought about the anthology book, because that's a way for us to be able to monetize everyone's work.
I think the
not
book
for us, but you know, like
and
it's stuff that would go back into the channel.
I think the book.
We've talked about an anthology
Can
for
I
a
ask a
long
question?
time.
Yes.
How does that separate us from creepypasta, though?
Is that what creepypasta does?
But
I
they
don't know
don't
what
write.
they do.
They don't
Not
write
I don't
a
think
book.
they publish stuff though.
No, I don't think they
Not-
put out an
they-
anthology book.
No, not a book, but they do publish it on their website. That's the whole thing.
So we'll do it
It's-
different. We'll do it as a book.
No, I'm just
No, look, it's a valid thing. It's a valid
literally just
concern.
asking. It sounds
No.
exactly
Yeah.
like creepypasta.
I mean,
so
there's a
that's
lot of
why,
other people who do
how do you make-
anthological.
how do you
Oh, I didn't know.
differentiate?
I didn't know that they
Beyond
write
creepypasta.
stories.
I don't know.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that's where
they
Slenderman
viewer
came from. That's
submissions,
where
and
Backrooms
so-
came from.
Guys,
I'm just
I
saying,
am
we gotta-
I am so old. I'm wrinkle. I'm
That's fine.
55.
Just-
I'm older than
saying, I
everyone,
don't
and I'm more
know-
familiar with these.
No,
tropes
I
than-
don't
I'm at
know
least
what
55.
Kind of
It's
legal
terrible.
things they have around what they do.
I at
don't
least
know.
have
I don't
two
know.
balls.
So.
Robert,
there
stop
has
it.
to be some sort of separation,
I
or
saw
it's
it.
effectively
I
the
saw
same
it.
And
thing.
I said
and
at
then
least.
Just
And
saying.
you
get
didn't
in
believe
trouble.
me.
That's all I'm saying. I just
At least I.
Okay, let me see what we got
60-40,
here.
I mean,
so,
yeah.
Just put a marble
Ashley
in it.
Ashley and Sprite
At
says, "I love
least,
short
dude.
stories." Tyler
That's how
says,
manly I am.
"Shush."
oh, Cecil's talking. Everyone, be quiet.
Yes. I am new.
This is mass madness, you mean?
But I also look at these shades. I look cool. I look
alright,
pretty
so-
cool. For the new guy, I look pretty alright.
Tyler says an anthology would be sick, but he also says feature film process would be dope. A Flawed Design says take the shorts, give it a common framework, and do a creep show type thing.
Yeah.
Love
We
creep
could, but
Love Romero.
I think the more fun thing about the shorts is that every idea can be completely different from one another.
Yeah.
I think trying to put them all into a theme is hamstringing us from creating cool ideas.
Maybe you build to that.
It makes sense for an anthology,
it.
but it is hamstringing
Build
the
to it.
idea making process.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's when you have a full-on wraparound and stuff, though, which
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily have to be the case. But I mean, creep show,
could
all
put
those
one
stories
together,
are pretty
dude.
drastically
Like,
different aside from the revenge aspect.
You know what a
but-
wraparound could be like.
Nanette's Blood Rose
This house
Horror
is a zoo.
Nightmare.
You
That's
see
such
the
a long
wraparound
thing
in
to
this
say every
place.
time.
I think you're thinking.
I think as far as writing goes, it would be better to
Yeah,
do
the
a
two
long
dogs.
feature
I know.
film.
Kids.
But starting out, I think it would be better,
ladies.
especially for the audience, to vote on if it's a short length feature. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Films if it's short length feature films, and then put all together like an anthology. Yeah, fair. Okay. So maybe a short version that culminates in a Halloween short. Do sequels to the best shorts.
A Halloween short. I get to write for that one, guys.
I mean,
Right? Because I don't think he's just a wall.
I think
Like,
it's talking
you're
more
mean
about
about
the holiday
Michael.
than
I
we're
get to
talking
write for Michael
Myers,
Lees.
I
but-
agree.
Let me be there.
he's so boring.
I won't even be in camera. I'll be lying on the ground. Just
No,
like,
no, I
like you could be on the
I-
typewriter.
I
Like
would never-
Cecil.
I would-
and Michael Myers breaks through a wall and like grabs his
They
chick.
even tried to make that franchise into anthology.
Like,
Like,
if-
Season of the Witch, man.
If someone came to me and said, "Hey, we like your writing, we like your anthology storytelling. Can you write a Michael Myers anthology story?" I'd be like, "Okay,"
but
but
okay.
I would.
I thought
not
you said, "Call my
choose
guy
to do
Davey."
it. No, but what I'm saying is, if we did like we could do a whole stream that's just you and me trying to pitch a new Halloween movie.
Yeah.
I'd be down with doing that. That'd be fun.
I would love it.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's
I
do
don't.
that.
I don't
Let's
love
do
it.
that.
I don't love every movie.
There you go. There's another episode coming out. Davey,
Like I don't love.
Davey and whichever of you guys wants to join, we come up with a new Halloween movie idea.
Yeah.
It would be
That
easier.
isn't just Michael Myers again and again and again. It can use Michael Myers, but let's not do the
Yeah.
same fucking thing we've done 3 times.
No, I got
Bringing-
the.
I'm
Have you
bringing
seen the
Josh
animatic?
Hartnett
Have you
back.
seen the
That's what I
animatic?
was saying.
I was
yeah.
like, wait, Halloween 3?
Yeah, because they were gonna have
Dude.
him cameo in Halloween 3, and they decided to omit it because they wanted it to
Guys.
stand on its own.
Yeah.
Have you checked out the Halloween pitch animatic?
Have you checked
No.
the children?
What about a Freddy Krueger versus Jason
Dude,
and versus
that
Jason
animatic?
or something like that? Savannah,
If you've never seen
would
it,
rather
you should
do
pull it
the
up and
writing.
watch it right now.
I think it would be
That's
better.
what we-
That good.
on ice.
It's that good. No, the Halloween pitch animatic is the best way to bring Michael back in. If you've never seen it, it's like 16 or 17 years old. It's so fucking good. Dude, it is awesome.
Timeless.
No,
Anyway,
because it really does.
I know.
I shit you not.
So,
Shit, you not.
So Savannah, I probably wouldn't do for this. We're not gonna write any owned ideas. We're not gonna do any fan film stuff. It'll be original ideas.
I know
Yeah.
that's one
It
thing
has
you
to be
said.
stuff that we can actually make if we want
Yeah,
to.
and I know you've said a lot lately. You're like, DNN2 is great, but the reason you're focusing on some original ideas in a few cases is because there is like a different essence of fulfillment to your own original ideas as opposed to playing in someone else's sandbox.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'm going to be very, very honest with the audience.
Because I can't
right
remember
now.
if you talked about Bracer, with the audience previously.
I've mentioned it, but I haven't gone
I know
in
you.
depth.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest with you guys. It seems to me, from my perspective right now, that everyone else involved that would be involved with DNN2 is more excited about DNN2 than I am. So I'm happy to do it. The script, a version of the full-length feature is written, but it needs to be altered. It needs to be adjusted to be something we can film. But ultimately, I am so much more focused on my original slasher and the script that I am writing currently for a franchise that all of you know and many of you love very much. I still haven't been able to announce it, but I finished my I'm writing it with another writer, and my last section finished at page 84, and we're launching into the third act after a bit of restructuring. He loved my newest section, loved some new things that I brought to the lore. And so he's going to finish Act 3, and then we're going to be pitching that movie to some very important people. Once that happens, I will eventually be able to talk about it, but until then I can't. But that is like the thing that I'm focused on the most right now, those two things. Because I think those are the biggest two things that can get things going for us. DNN2 will be great, and people will love it, but having not even yet finished shipping off all the perks from DNN1 because the Blu-rays don't arrive for another 19 days.
Because you're going to have them for Mad Monster, right?
I'll have them for Mad Monster,
Yeah.
but then I have to spend another $5,500 to send them off to everyone. Then I'll be done with DNN1. Technically, I started DNN1 in 2019, and I am still not done with it.
Before the pandemic.
So forgive me if I am not that eager to jump into DNN2, which is meant to be a full-length version of the story's finale. You know what I mean?
Yes. I want to say what's up to Leanna Bevy Rage in the chat.
Yeah, I saw her just mention.
Leanna, dude, I've had a fuck of it all over the last 10 months. Of course, meeting all of you guys within
Is it
the
Leanna
last...
or Liana?
It's Leanna.
Okay.
And so I got to give
producer
love.
Dave's sister is named Liana. That's why.
Yeah, I got to give love to Leanna because when everything tumbled apart, Leanna was the person that was like, let's share some music and hang the fuck out. So I have to give a shout to her. And also, dude, as somebody that, guys, I'm brand new to the channel as far as being an official member. Dylan's New Nightmare. If you watch that trailer video we did, just an hour before we went in here, half of those trailers didn't even look as good as a quote-unquote fan film. And so, yeah, it's really awesome. Everyone wants to see you do that stuff because they love that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think if you give the show a chance and you show up, you'll be able to be a big part of that.
That's the thing.
And not have to worry about something making money off an idea that's not.
Yeah. Well, we can't
You
at
can't,
all.
yeah.
We can't make money from it at all.
Not at all.
What I am hoping for is that people liked DNN enough that when they hear what the next big thing is, what my original slasher is, and how Vince is involved in it,
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be very, very... I think a lot of people are going to be very, very excited about it.
Yeah.
I can't reveal what that is or how Vince is going to be involved, but it is something that people are going to be very, very excited about.
Agreed.
And then the script for the franchise that people know, I know I'm partial because I'm writing half of it, but my writing partner is so good at honing my rough shit that when I read his next section after my first section, he trimmed my 32 pages down to 27, and it was lean, it was mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And his next section of 25 pages was great. And then I did another 32-page section, and now he's going to do Act 3. But from what the script is right now, and what I know he's going to be changing, and something that we didn't even know when we started the script.
And even though it
something
has...
that has something huge has changed in the script for Act 3 that was not going to be anywhere near this script, but now is going to be such a fan fucking favorite thing, is now in the script where it wasn't going to be before. I know I'm being vague, but I have to be. But I'm telling you, if this actually happens, people are going to be so fucking excited about this as well.
Guys, it's Evil Dies Tonight. That's what I've heard.
God.
That's why I'm here.
I was going to say,
I
give me
am the
Halloween Ends over that
I am
shit,
the Mystery
man.
Science
My
Theater
God.
of the Horror Show channel.
What up,
No,
Jeff?
but also the cool thing with keeping it vague is that this would be well-known stuff, but of an official variety,
Yeah.
which is what's way more exciting about it too.
Yeah, and it's really good. It's
Yeah,
really
Davey's
good.
read a portion of
Yes.
it.
No,
Yeah.
I'd like.
He was-
No joke. Good shit, man.
I appreciate it. So that's what I'm working on. So that was all the sort of announcements and kind of updates for the channel. I've been telling Morgan that she's had an idea for a show that she's wanted to do for a while, but just hasn't kind of followed through on it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so that's kind of everything that's going on with the channel. Now the rest of it, I was actually going to ask Davey the traditional questions that we ask first timers on the channel, his horror history and stuff. So we'll get to that when he comes back in. But yeah, so that's kind of everything that's been going on. Now, Morgan, do you have an idea for a channel that you want to run by the audience, or an idea for a show that you want to run by the audience and see if they'd be into, or is that something you want to think about more? I know it's putting you on the spot, but we've talked about it a little bit.
No, I know. We've talked about things that I could do that would benefit the channel, and I have friends of... Yeah, exactly. I have friends of mine that want me to have my own channel, but it's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
It's having a channel is a big deal, guys, and the kids are... 4 kids is a lot, bro.
It takes precedence, man. It has to. Doing the loads work.
I wouldn't say that.
So yeah, it's
Hi, Jesus.
it's crazy times, and let's see, what time did we actually start?
Fuck, it's
A
6.
little after 6.
6:20?
Yeah, it was about
6:20?
a quarter
Okay,
after.
so we've been going for an
Give or
hour.
take.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get Davey's thoughts on his horror history in a minute. But guys, what questions might you have for us or for the channel?
AMA that shit, man.
Also,
he's taking the
wait.
time to comment while he's pissing.
That's dedication,
Wait, I
man.
also want to say, Jack, dude, you already know. So I know you said that just to piss me off. So since we want to play this game,
Oh boy.
you know as well as I do that there's no real inspiration behind that. He fucking made it
am
up.
super
Don't be an
dedicated.
asshole.
I really got to pee too, pretty bad.
Super
Look,
dedicated.
everyone's gonna pee. Wait.
Man.
So that's what? That's a wrap, right?
I know it sounds like it. No, I want to ask Davey at least a couple questions.
Yeah. It is interesting hearing you talk about the writing process with this other
He's
person
super
on
dedicated.
on the property that's a little more well known or whatever, because
Dude.
it was reminding me of what like when Stephen
Back
King
in a mess.
What hurts the most.
like when Stephen King wrote The Talisman
You're knocking down all
with
my
Peter
shit.
Straub, and he also wrote Black House, and I'm like, they would write portions and send them to each other, do a little tinkering, rewrite,
Right.
send it back, and
Yep.
just like toss the ball back and forth, man. And that's sort of collaboration.
It's
I
the
think
first
can
time
be-
I've done
it can
it,
be
and it's
beneficial
really
to
interesting, yeah.
both of your sides of the creative process. You know?
Yeah, because I feel the way I look at it is we're making each other sharper.
Yeah.
Like he's making my stuff, sharp, and I am I'm seeing what he's doing and making suggestions that he seems to really appreciate, and it's like yeah, that's a good idea. So it helps if you're simpatico with your
Yeah,
co-writer.
this is
obviously,
true. This is true.
The reason I had an idea that we would be is because I met him a few times, and he's someone else. So I'm not gonna. Oh, fuck, I can't really say this
Yeah,
without
you have
giving
to be
shit
very-
away.
Yeah. Zip,
yeah.
zip,
Don't
zip.
say it. Don't say it.
So yeah, no.
Zip it.
I actually filmed the
I work
first-
with him on something else that I'm doing, and that's
Yeah.
how I knew that we would work together writing this. So, What is it called?
And
All
I mean,
right.
speaking of King, I filmed the
She's
first
just
Halo.
like,
yeah, yeah,
you're in the
It's
wrong
Pride
climate.
Month. Let me. Just let me, bro.
If anyone else watches Big Mouth, like there's a whole opening number in season 8 where the gay kid is like, "I'm gonna suck a dick" for the first time. Like it's really funny. It's a whole musical number about him sucking a dick for the first
Dude,
time.
Hey, you
Nick
know
Kroll,
what?
man.
I'm super thirsty.
yes.
That
Then
comes
take a
up right
shot.
after I talk
I-
about sucking a dick.
No.
I mean, look,
want
I
some-
can't help
The
it.
thirst
Guys,
trap is
this
real.
is
two together.
This is
I mean,
why
what am I
he's.
gonna-
This is why Cecil.
You
writes.
did that timing, not me.
This
Like,
is
I'm
why
sorry.
Cecil is the champ.
I'm sorry, but that was not on me. That was me pointing out timing. That's all that was.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude,
Savannah
funny
says, I'm super
chicks.
excited about
You
DNN2.
can't
Thank you
lose
very
out on
much.
that.
Appreciate that.
Don't lose out on that.
It's a horror peace stream. Never mind. Yeah. All right. So,
You can
Davey.
find those on the interwebs.
Yeah.
So, normally when I first have someone on the channel, I do their horror history.
Yeah.
Since we never did an official interview, you kind of just glommed on and sort of slipped in.
No, not only slipped in, took
Slipped
advantage of. Straight
Yeah,
up.
for
That's
sure.
what she-
Straight up, I was like, "Hey, Cecil, I don't like Eli Roth, but if you could take me to Thanksgiving, that would be great." And then I realized that Thanksgiving is like the best original slasher I've seen since Scream in 1996.
Yeah.
And that's what made me ultimately fall in love with you, Cecil. And then when you gave me
All
shit,
kinds
Cecil
of
always wears his horror
revelations.
show channel,
Every once
and then
in a
I show
while,
up with my
yeah.
Halloween hat, and Cecil's like, "Oh, you're on brand," and I'm like, "Yeah, like you aren't fucking too." And that was like the second time we hung out.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, like look at you, dude, with your horror show shit," and you're like, "All right, respect."
Yeah, the horror show I made.
Touche.
What did you do for Halloween again?
Represent.
Dressed up as Michael Myers.
All right, so
I did
Davey.
glum. I did glum on.
so there's just a few questions I have to ask that
Okay.
we normally ask. So we always go for the horror history. So starting off, what was the first experience you remember having with the horror genre? And then how did that develop over the years into where you are now with the parts of horror that you like? Like which subgenres do you enjoy?
And then
all
your
that good
first
stuff.
sexual experience
I
right
need
after.
to-
We'll get into
I need
that.
to
I'll get
pee
it. Yes, we
while
can do
you
both
say
of those.
this. So please
Okay.
let me go pee. Morgan, you can take my spot if you want.
Yay.
Yeah, guys, this is man, what a question.
So
So,
what a question.
but I can answer it. But if you guys don't, I'm kind of worried because now I'm just in like without the leader here. Like these guys could do whatever they want to me right now. You know, like I am in initiation phase. So if Robert tackles me, like I have no protection.
I'm just having my.
And I literally like I didn't bring any protection, Robert. So I hope you have some.
Well,
Anyways,
Cecil, remember, had some right over there that we saw.
guys.
Anyways,
So-
let's get back on track.
So I was born in May 18th, 1982 is my birthday.
Why?
And in '87, I first watched Jaws. Right before The Revenge came out. Jaws is my exposure. Was I moaning that much in the bathroom?
no, he's just being
Okay.
obnoxious.
So Jaws was my first exposure to horror. That's where
It was
the
mine too, man.
I can't remember what he told me to pay attention to because he's moaning from the
Yeah.
bathroom.
What was your first horror movie that you?
Jaws.
what got
I guess
you
if
in
people,
Jaws?
if
Your
you
horror
consider, dude,
history.
if you consider Jaws a horror movie, which I'm not
Most
going to
people
argue,
do.
I would
It's
say
classic.
I would say it's a thriller, but if you're gonna say it's horror, I'm not gonna argue. My first like real horror movie was probably Halloween 2 on the USA Network. I was like 8 years old in 1990. Dick Warlock is my first
What a
Michael
name.
Myers. You know,
What a name.
Yeah, what a name, what a career.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then from there, I mean, like got into Child's Play. All this weird shit.
I feel like
There's
the
a
way you
double
said that
meaning.
was. I know. I was like,
Look at his
I don't think you should have said it
He
that way. Kyle.
deliberately said it the way he did.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as opposed to
I-
saying the Chucky movies, he's like, I got into
I
Child's
got into
Play.
Child's Play.
Well, it literally
'Cause
says
I'm-
it on the poster right
Because
there.
I'm really into Chris Sarandon, and I didn't want to let anyone know that I have a Chris Sarandon thing. 'Cause,
Yeah, Fright Night too. Yeah.
there's a personal
Humperdinck.
protection order out there. And anyways, I don't want to talk about that.
So much better.
Yeah, but my horror history, guys, I kind of like it all.
Fucking rubber.
Evil Dead is my favorite franchise.
Fucking rubber
Because it's so much damn fun. Dead Alive is my second to favorite zombie movie next to Day of the Dead from George Romero
I kick ass
from
for the
1985.
Lord.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
baby scene, dude. baby in the park. Holy
Yeah.
fuck, man.
I don't know. Cecil, if you have any more questions to ask me about
Well, no,
my
I mean,
intense horror history,
Okay, so the
it's got to be so in depth.
We'll do the lightning round I do with everyone.
Okay.
Okay, which is
you got-
subgenre lightning round.
Ooh.
Favorite
Okay.
genre.
Quick thoughts on no. Shut up.
I will say this, guys.
I'm in the captain's seat.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I just watched.
I'm fine.
Captain, my
all right,
captain.
so subgenre quick hitters. All right,
Okay.
slasher. Say love it, hate it, fuck it.
Oh, I love
Murder.
slashers. They're great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite one.
Creature features.
I think creature features can be really fun, even if they're bad.
Okay. Religious horror.
I don't know what it
I know
is.
that hits home with you a little bit, kind of like it does with me, right?
No,
Yeah.
I with demonic.
We were just talking about Heretic earlier, dude.
I loved Heretic, but with
You're
demonic,
with me on this, right? No.
it's weird. It's weird because
I don't know if I consider demonic horror as much religious horror.
well,
feel like
I
they're
will
a
say
little-
I feel like The Exorcist is way different than The Evil Dead, and I'm like an Evil Dead lover. Like I love the evil, it's like so I don't know what it is. I had a great experience. Like I grew up Catholic, I had a really good experience. It was like nothing weird happened. And I will also say I just like I like demons and Night of the Demons and Evil Dead more than I like stuff like the Exorcist franchise.
Yeah, okay.
There's good movies, but it's just the franchise.
So like when we're bringing
I like that
priests
question.
and shit like that in there, it's
Someone said, "What's your horror hot take?"
Oh.
I love it.
Everyone's
Oh,
been
what's
doing
up?
those
That's always
streams
a fun
recently.
one.
The worst
Yeah.
horror hot takes.
I don't know what my hottest take
The
is.
Shining is way overrated.
yeah.
That's
I just
always
saw
mine.
its anniversary the other day.
I hate Eli Roth.
Damn.
Oh,
And
that's much of a hot
no,
Even Cabin
it
Fever?
is to me. Like no,
Even Cabin Fever.
I legitimately would probably. I can't say what I would do. Never mind.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't
so
Yeah.
Davey, so okay.
My
continuing-
hot take is that Rob Zombie's Halloween 2
Yeah.
is a really good movie.
What?
And if you follow up the original with his sequel, it sort of makes sense in this crazy way. It's wild.
Keyword, sort of.
All right. Well, good job on having
It's better than his
Good
remake.
job on having a hot take.
Can I
'cause that is a
continue
hot
with the
fucking take.
subgenres, please?
I just wanted to answer the question they asked me
I don't give a
during my
fuck.
introductory interview.
All right, so next is
Vampires,
horror
maybe?
comedies.
Yeah, horror comedy. All right. So what are we talking?
Dead Alive horror comedy for
Your
sure.
scary movies, your Tucker and Dale versus Evils. I think The Monkey might slide in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
for sure,
I think Dead Alive is my second favorite zombie film of all time. I think that is a good. Thank you, Fuego. That's a good. You
Damn
know,
right we do,
You
Tyler.
know me so well,
I'm getting to know you better and better.
guys.
Each
Those
time I
those pictures
see
of
you
of
take
us
off
you've
an
seen at
article
Cold
of
Stone, they aren't real. Anyway.
Yes, Shining overrated, Max. Yes.
Amen to that, dude. Oh.
Yeah. I think it's like the fourth best
okay.
Kubrick
So is
film
The
I've seen.
Exorcist.
Yeah, I think that's
It's fucking way overrated. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It's good
People
for, like,
that
an
still
I am
intellectual
there.
what it is.
The people that still crow about it being the scariest movie ever are
Fuck, no,
full of
it's not.
shit.
Yeah.
As a kid, when I was 8
They're
years old,
older.
sure, it
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me. It was
Yeah.
creepy as fuck.
Through 1985, it was the scariest movie ever. But
Exorcist,
that's about it.
Dude, Exorcist 3 is way better.
Oh,
than the
Exorcist
first
3 is
Exorcist. Like,
amazing. I
George
would take
C.
that
Scott,
movie over
dude.
everything.
You guys
No, that's good.
watched more than
Dice.
the first one.
Dice has the next.
We had to.
Dice has the next subgenre: body horror. Thoughts on body horror?
Love it. I mean, Evil Dead's my favorite franchise,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think especially the first film in the Evil Dead franchise is very body horror driven. I like the.
Cabin fever, contracted. Those
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Videodrome, Society.
I mean,
Videodrome,
even
yeah,
the
yeah.
Substance was very body
Society.
horror.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the Substance,
Society!
absolutely.
yeah,
Substance
even Bring Her Back,
Ugly
which
Stepsister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet, so let's take.
It was
easy
good.
No,
on
I
that
just
one.
I
It
just
was
mentioned
not-
it.
it was
I was
not
gonna
what it
say
was.
Don't
it.
listen to Robert.
Yeah,
It was
well,
bullshit.
I've heard the hype machine going
like
so
period
hard for that
The hype,
movie,
it's so
and I've been
over.
waiting to see it with Catherine,
I
dude,
guarantee
and-
at the end you're gonna be
Is he
like,
saying he didn't
this was
like it?
definitely a victim of
Yeah.
Oh, it was
What's-
overhyped for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
overhyped.
that's
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Burden of expectations. Sorry.
Yes, as I like to.
Cecil is like smacking me around,
But
and like
visually
earlier I
everything,
dealt
like,
with
this
that
guy's
during
set design
the.
wardrobe,
Yeah.
absolutely fucking stunning.
It's
Yeah.
initiation
And
welcome I
with some
didn't
more
tell
money
you about.
after Talk to Me, they can up their
Do you watch
process
extreme
visually
horror?
at least,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Oh,
Yeah.
extreme
Every now
horror.
and
No,
then-
that's good. That's good. Extreme horror.
Oh
So
my
would that
god,
be, like-
I don't even know.
Like,
Like
3 extreme.
Last House on the
like,
Left is probably the most extreme thing I've
no,
watched.
but-
Yeah,
like,
Rape
yeah.
Revenge is pretty
The
extreme.
coffee
in my
table.
opinion.
The coffee table.
No, I haven't seen the coffee
Serbian
table yet.
film?
No,
Serbian film is the one that
I want to
often
avoid
see
that
people
one.
go to.
Yeah,
I watched the coffee
Martyrs
table.
maybe is
Dude,
my
the
favorite
coffee
I've heard the
table-
coffee table's really good.
It was my number
And I
3
watched,
of that year.
like-
but it was.
Yeah.
She watched it with. Why are you laughing?
Because the
Bitch.
things you think are
And I
extreme are
watched.
hilarious.
I watched the original Last
Yeah,
House
well,
on the
I don't
Left.
seek
like,
out fucking snuff videos online. Like,
hey.
forgive me
Calm
for.
down.
I'm just saying, like, we all find different things scary, apparently,
I
or
didn't say it
fucked
was
up.
scary. It's
No,
just-
extreme.
Cannibal
Yes,
Holocaust.
your stuff is
Cannibal Holocaust
wait,
is
Faces
great.
of Death,
Yeah.
you know. Like,
All right, so extreme horror thoughts. Sorry, we cut you.
Yeah, I mean, Cannibal Holocaust. I wish they didn't have to kill actual animals when they
Yeah.
made the movie, but
Went
the
on
movie's
trial for that movie.
the movie's very effective. Like extreme. I mean, if you want to go all the way back to the most extreme, I thought that I didn't expect much from that movie, and when I watched it, I was like, this is actually really good. Kind of made me think about colonialism. A bit more than school ever made me feel about colonialism.
Fair.
Yeah,
I mean, if it makes you think, like, that's fair.
yeah, and I don't search out the craziest of the crazy because there are things about my taste that are pretty old-fashioned. Like I love
Old-fashioned.
I love stuff like The Evil Dead, but it's also like don't browbeat me, don't waste my time. I
That's
think
fair.
I
Like,
think
when
Cannibal Holocaust
when
is.
somebody asks me, I don't need to hijack shit. When someone asks me, like, hey, I need a horror movie recommendation, I actually have an entire list of things that I go. I have a battery of questions that I go. Do you like this? Do you like that? What
Personal
about this? What
taste
about that?
goes a long way
because,
into it,
yeah,
yeah.
because there's so many different things to take into account
Yeah.
when you're thinking of something that's either scary or disturbing to me or whatever. It's going to be completely different for you. And are you looking for scary or are you looking for disturbing? Or are you looking for
Just
more
unsettling,
horror comedy
maybe,
or
or, yeah.
even horror comedy?
You need levity.
what is it?
Slaughter, vomit, dolls. What?
Okay, no, listen,
Bring it
stop.
on.
No, we're not going to talk about Lucifer Valentine. We're not
Dice,
doing
what the
it. We're
fuck?
not doing it. We're not doing it.
I mean, what?
Fuck him. No, we're not talking about
I've
it.
heard the title.
Dice,
I-
you're not going to bring up anything that this one hasn't seen with regards to that kind of extreme
I
shit,
can
for
talk.
sure.
Yeah, no.
Manny's
I
Manic
have,
Media.
and no, we're
I
not
like
talking
that.
about
I like
him.
that username. That's
Yeah.
good.
Screw him.
All right,
Well, what did they say?
don't worry about it.
I'll tell you about it later.
Dice, that's
No,
all.
you don't.
Oh yeah, Dice.
I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah. All right. So next subgenre is. Hang on, I had it a minute ago.
Vampires.
Oh, no. Vampires isn't. I mean, classical monsters. I mean, that's kind of.
Oh my god, I love the classical monsters. I love them. Frederick March's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Okay.
I love that. Like Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
I think what's really cool about that movie is Robert Louis Stevenson was alive when the film was getting made, and he thought it was brilliant that they brought in like a romantic element into the story because that wasn't part of his original tale.
It was taken so much more seriously than the Universal monsters because it wasn't
Yeah.
part of that pantheon
Yeah.
coming from from that studio.
Dude, and some of the effects, so the way they do the effects in that, I think it's 1932, 31, 32, I don't know. But they do this, they put these color filters over the camera and lifted them. There are shots when he's transforming, and it's a singular shot, and all they're doing is lifting up a filter from the film to show more of like the aging and like the dissension into his character. I think it's one of those things, like for me, is I'm a giant nerd.
They also did that for one of the old ladies in the original
I was
House
going to make a
on
drink,
the Hill.
so sure. Although
They
I
also,
don't know
they
how to
also
taste
did
it
that
right
color
now, so
changing
wondering.
effect and everything with the
Yeah, and
color
I was
lenses.
gonna
and then
play,
also
yeah.
like
Fuego sit back a little and
I mean, when I
floor.
first saw the film, I was like, oh my god, he's so handsome. Frederick March is so handsome in a tux, and he's got this whole
Snappy.
like the whole point. So that version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is different. They pronounce it Jekyll, which is the way that Robert Louis Stevenson pronounced it, and then he really does, like similar to the Frankenstein trailer we watched. There's a whole scene in that film where he's discussing with like the people in the like out in the auditorium. He's like, man has this instinctual like vibe and these things he has to fulfill, and then we also have like a modern man, and it was this I don't know,
You know what I hate
Really
to
good
say?
shit.
Only because it'll probably get me shit from some.
But I love
viewers.
Bride of Frankenstein and Dracula too.
You know, a perfect fucking. I don't know. I feel like there's room for a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movie nowadays, where it's just a dude that. I don't know what dude it would be. Whether it would be someone that every time he gets like pissed off, like something bad happens in a day, and he like. What I would want to do is something not dissimilar from that. What movie am I thinking of? Fuego, the two female bodybuilders from last year, or the year before, that was on HBO Max with Kristen Stewart.
Oh goodness, I know the one you're talking
Captain America:
Yeah.
Brave New World.
But
Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah,
Love
That's
Lies
what it was
Bleeding.
called. Yeah. I like that movie. It was
yeah,
good.
no. So like, fuck, I can't even remember the point I was making now. God damn it. What was I saying?
Well, you're in the
You're talking
like
about
a
Jekyll
normal
and Hyde.
person, and how just
Right.
specific things within a day could trigger kind
So
of.
as the day goes on, every new thing that pisses him off, he gets a little bit bigger. Not like Hulk, but like
Yeah.
just a little bit bigger, until eventually he has to unload on
So
something,
it's like
and
the
it comes out
floodgates
in the
finally
worst
opening,
way,
yeah.
and fucking ruins
Probably-
his life
probably
by the end
murder.
of the movie, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Anyway, so what about true to life horror or real serial killer horror, that kind of stuff?
Based on a true story.
I find that shit boring myself. That's just me.
Isn't Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer based
Yes.
on? Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But that's your Zodiacs, you know, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, Zodiac's great.
I like watching. So I've seen a bunch of the Jeffrey Dahmer interviews and Ted Bundy interviews and all that kind of stuff. I like watching the fantasy, like serial killer horror stuff more.
Okay.
I mean, like to me, like I just like the escape. Like to me, it's not about. I don't know. There's something about, I think a lot of you guys can probably understand when you tell someone you like horror, they have like a stewy eye at you.
Unless they're a fellow
They-
horror
you
fan,
know,
and
they-
then they're
yeah,
just
they-
like, fuck.
They turn their head the whole way, and you're like, oh no, I'm not crazy. I just love these like wild movies. So yeah, I like the more fantasy approach.
I would interject and argue that I think anymore, like that's an older take. I'm not. I don't
No,
mean-
I'm old ass. I'm
He's
43.
I don't mean like
Like you
that. I don't mean
said.
like
I'm
that. I just
55.
mean,
Sorry.
like, more recently.
Yeah.
To say I'm a
I'm
horror
old.
fan, it means something very different than like I like true crime. Like that's
Sure.
And the
that's
popularization
such a big,
of that shit
yeah,
by Netflix
like,
and so many
that's
others
such
at
a
this point.
big
you know?
thing, and so like there's a pretty hard
I
line.
thought Evan Peters is
I
pretty
think-
damn good in that show, though, man. I
I-
gotta say.
Well, there's a lot of controversy that's anyway.
Oh, that show.
That's
yeah,
not
yeah,
here nor there,
The Dahmer
but,
show. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that there's. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not arguing that, but there is actually a very different.
It is the personal taste thing we were just talking
Yeah,
about, though, because
no.
I'm actually with Davey. I don't like the true crime shit. I like
Well-
that essence of fantasy and at least fictionalization about, those sort
I
of
think
characters.
fictionalization is better, also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a true crime fan, the problem to me is that when we do based on a or whatever,
Based on true events or whatever.
if you're not gonna get it anywhere near accurate, I'm gonna get irritated. So you're either gonna do your research and do it right, or don't do it at all.
Kanan, what up,
Just
man?
don't do it.
What up,
So-
Kanan?
Oh, what's up?
All right, so I have a fucking. I hope I didn't just forget it right now. But okay, so I have a general overall question for horror fans.
I
here.
love it. The interview is still going.
So, do you think that it is more likely that someone that is only or mostly a fan of true crime and serial killer stuff could then be entertained
True,
by a
yes.
really well-made creature horror movie or slasher horror movie? Is that more likely than someone that's not into true crime at all but likes all that other stuff suddenly appreciating true crime? Which is more likely? I personally think it would be more likely for someone that likes true crime to appreciate one of the other
Yeah.
kinds
Yeah.
than it would be for someone that likes the other kinds to appreciate true crime.
Yeah. I'm right there with
Is
you.
that
Yeah.
it's a bit convoluted, but
No.
do you
No,
get
it's
what I'm
not.
going for?
Yeah, well,
It's-
because there's some people who just don't care much for fantasy-based horror. You know, if they like their stuff to be that grounded.
But I
You
I
know?
feel like if it's a good one, they'd be able to enjoy it. I feel like someone that doesn't like true crime and stuff, even if it's a good one like Zodiac, I don't enjoy it. You know what I mean?
And I
think
love
it's-
that movie,
it's
although
boring.
that's much more on the procedural side.
But
of
that's
things
just
in a
me.
lot of
Like,
ways,
I'm
but-
wondering if you guys think
It's
that,
a long
that I'm,
movie.
you know, that's
Especially
the case
the
with
director's cut that I own,
a
dude.
lot of
It has
those
like
people.
30 more freaking
Yeah,
minutes to it.
and I'm
Fincher though. You know?
I'm a runtime bitch.
So Nanette says, yes, I do, and the reason is that because I like true crime and I like horror movies, especially monster movies. Okay, so Nanette would be on board for both kinds. That's cool.
I mean, and everyone.
I've noticed a lot
To
of
each
horror
their
fans
own,
are
that's
also
why-
interested in true
personal
crime.
taste.
But there's a lot of people interested in true crime that are not interested in horror movies.
Especially fantasy.
That's what I've
I was
found.
saying,
There's
yeah.
a massive amount of women, not me, but there's a massive amount of women who are extremely into true crime and also
Marsha
really
Parker, our co-host
like
here, loves her true
romantic
crime.
comedies. So you can't paint with a big brush like that. You just can't do it. Like it's just we're all different.
I think a good story is a good story, and it will get either as long as it's good.
yeah.
That's yes and no. Like yes, I agree, but I feel like
You like
people
what you
that
like.
are less inclined to watch true crime, I feel like they would not enjoy a good true crime movie more than someone that's into true crime would enjoy a more fantastical horror movie. But again, that's probably just because I'm biased towards the more fantastical horror movies. But that's why I'm
As am
asking
I.
the question.
I think I am
That's
too.
why I'm asking
Yeah.
the
I
question.
I want the shit that's a little more out there. Like
Right.
I like I
Not
don't.
based
People
in
are
the
like,
realm of
I'm
reality.
scared of it because it could happen in real life. I'm like, that's what
No.
makes me not scared of
Yeah.
it, because it could happen in real life.
Watch,
did.
dude.
Or
Watch
it did, yeah. Like,
Watch Law and
if there's
Order
a
if
creature
that's
in
what
my
you want.
closet,
Yeah.
if there's a creature in my closet that could bite me in half and someone can realistically portray that, that's going to be a lot scarier than a dude with a fucking knife.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's
Whoa,
just
whoa,
the
whoa,
case.
whoa, wait.
That's
Is
why I
that
don't
an
like
attack
Scream.
against
That's why I
Halloween?
don't like Scream that much anymore, because it's just stabby. The last Scream was cool because he got a little more brutal and he used a little more variation.
But the
with
third act
shotgun
was
and
dreadful.
Stuff. It was.
Well, that's where they jump the
but
shark,
but it's
man,
still
like,
just
holy
stabby.
hell.
It's so boring.
Michael uses his hands every time, Mr. Walking Wall.
But that's
Never
why
let
it
me out.
matters, like what people
This
are
guy
interested in.
jerk
Because
about Michael Myers.
the
Okay, so
horror
Michael
is-
Myers,
I
favorite
think
Michael
horror
Myers.
is probably one of the
He's my boy.
most
I know.
broad
This guy,
category of
Walking
movie.
Wall.
Like,
Most broad appeal, maybe, for people
I-
that can handle it. Yeah.
well, no, I just feel like there's like the most broad. There's so many subgenres to horror. Horror
True.
is a gigantic.
Horror
It's like
touches
metal
all
music.
genres.
There's
Yeah.
a
so it's
subgenre for
like-
every font.
Right, and you're like, I like music. Okay, great. But like, that's why I say like when someone goes, oh, I want a horror suggestion, you're like, okay.
What do
so
you like?
What do you like?
Yeah.
What
Because I'm
scares
trying to
you?
recommend something
Do
you'll
you
enjoy.
want
you
exactly?
know?
Do you
Yeah.
want to
Yep.
be scared? Do you like jump scares? Are you into psychological stuff? Are you into slow burns? Can you read subtitles?
Do you not like when it gets too gory?
It's
you know?
exactly.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
there's so many things to consider that it's like when you pare all that down, then you can go, okay, now I have this list of things that you might
Yeah.
like, assuming you haven't seen them. But yeah, otherwise it's like it's too broad. to
Tyler
say.
says high concept is my favorite stuff. So here's my question for that, Tyler. What is the line that makes something high concept? Because to me, high concept is like, when I hear high concept, it means that there is essentially a gimmick. Like there's some kind of high concept, some gimmick that we haven't seen or we have seen played out before. It's not altogether wholly unique, most high concept stuff, although there are very unique high concept movies. So like it's I guess the point I'm making is the term high concept too broad to really specifically describe a particular
I
thing?
kind of feel like it is, but
Okay,
yeah.
so because otherwise, if it's not too broad, what is the definition of high concept to him and to you guys? Like, what would you say is a high concept horror movie?
High concept for me is often when you get a bigger budget and
No,
have
Cecil's
the
not
have
leaving.
the ambitious like fulfill your ambitions with, you know, I mean, really great looking creatures, or like very just extensively like spiderweb intricacies with your storytelling, with, you know, smaller characters, or maybe like really deep lore with what cause this stuff to go about, especially when it comes to a creature.
So a deep pool of story is high concept
for me at least. But once again, broad
That's
term.
fair.
That's kind of what it means to me.
No, I'm
at
curious.
least.
That's why I'm asking. It's pretty broad in my mind, says Tyler. Okay, well, thanks for the specifics, buddy.
I mean,
Robert,
a lot of
do
people.
you have an idea of what, when someone says high concept, what does that bring to mind for you?
No, I'm
A24.
feeling some other
Okay,
stuff.
fair enough. Davey, do you have a thing that comes to mind?
Yeah,
High
like
concept?
when I think of high concept, I do think of those movies that
Just popped in to support my boy Davey. All right. Great. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much,
Maybe
Brett.
come by to check out the rest of the channel. at some
Guys,
point.
if you
You're
are
nice too.
like, regardless of if this is your first time or not, if you're not subscribed, throw a sub. I think high concept. I dig. I don't know. I dig quite a bit of it.
Well, but what does it mean to you when you hear the term high concepts? What does that evoke in your mind? What kind of movie do you think that should be?
Like, this movie gets better on the third or fourth viewing.
Interesting. That's an interesting
I
definition.
actually like what
and,
Jack Spawn
like-
says there about not dwelling within the realm of reality.
Yeah, like
Okay, that's interesting too.
I dig
see, but
that
that's
take.
what I'm saying.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many different personal definitions of the term high concept. That's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, I
love
want to
this.
sit
I love
there.
this.
I want to sit there, and I am a runtime bitch, so like I can be like really picky about that time. But I will say this: like, the difference between the first, let's just talk about the first two Evil Dead films. When I first saw those movies, I watched them in the same night with my buddies up in Alaska. It was like we rented the first one, we loved it. We went back to Blockbuster, got Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, and we
Fuck
stayed
yeah.
up till like 3 in the morning and watched all the movies. And when I first watched them as a 16-year-old kid, I was like, Evil Dead 2 is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And like 5 or 6 years later, I was like, I think the first Evil Dead is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It is so punk rock. Like I really do
Definitely
think
punk rock.
I think the first Evil Dead is sort of high concept because they don't have all of this money. They like everyone that is up, like at some points they only had 6 people working on that movie. Look how good the movie looks. Like that's one of those things where like I fall in love with the punk rock approach. Like I'm a fucking like NoFX is my favorite band of all time. Like I am a punk rock guy. So when I see a movie like Evil Dead, I'm like, this is punk rock in film. Like this is the extension of George A. Romero. This, like when I saw the first Evil Dead, it blew away. It like the doors were fucking kicked off on what I thought film could be, and that was it. I don't know what to tell you.
Kanan says, I'm not a fan of the term high concept at all. It sounds pretentious.
Sure.
So it
I
sounds
kinda
it
second
sounds like
that.
the term elevated horror.
Yeah.
right?
Yes, very similar. Very similar. Yeah.
But I think you can look at something like Evil Dead or even something like Psycho 2 and say, hey, both of these movies are high concept.
See,
Like,
but
they're like, you
so
know.
I like Jack Spawn's definitions. Very far from actual reality. He says the opposite of grounded, which does make sense when you consider high concept.
That's what I was saying.
So I do
Fantastical
think
horror
Evil
for
Dead
me.
counts for that, but I
Yeah.
don't think
Evil-
every.
So does that mean like if it's
Evil
a
Dead's my
bullshit
favorite.
movie,
No.
it's
No,
something
but-
that could
Dead's
so
never
You can
for
have a
happen?
high concept and really bad
Suspiria is high
execution and
concept.
fall on its
For
face.
instance,
you know?
a flawed design says high concept is Cheech movies or Jay and Bob. To me, that's exact opposite of high concept.
He's being sarcastic.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
they are
saying.
being
Like,
sarcastic.
yeah. So, because those are the opposite of high concept. They're very, and Jack Spawn makes sense because they are grounded. They're very, it's if you're putting it in superhero terms, it's the Spider-Man compared to the Phoenix. You know what I mean? It's grounded superhero, street level superhero versus actual powers and all this lore to explain and all that shit. You know what I mean? That might be
But the Evil Dead
pretty
built-
clear way to explain it.
And the Evil Dead built their lore though with like nothing.
No, I
mean,
think Evil Dead would count as high concept because it isn't grounded per se.
I think Army of Darkness is totally high concept.
Yeah, Army
Let's
of Darkness
take it
for
into
sure
a
is high
completely
concept.
different
Yeah.
place and
Yeah.
whole
try
different
to
reality.
Yeah.
Mhm. So while I don't think Jack Spawn's definitions are all encompassingly like descriptive of what high concept means, I do think he's got a good handle on a portion of it at least. Daredevil versus Guardians of the Galaxy, exactly. Street level versus over the top. That's exactly what I just said, Jack.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're on the same page there. So let's see. Not pretentious, says Tyler. Yeah, I agree. That's fair. I think Robert Zemeckis is a high concept filmmaker. That's a great I think that's great
Back to the
because
Future is
everything
high
Zemeckis,
concept, dude.
Back to the Future is high concept.
Yeah.
Polar Express was
Yeah.
very high concept.
Especially
it was the
from a
first of
stylistic
those.
standpoint.
Beowulf was
Yeah.
high concept
Horror movies.
evolution. You know what I mean?
Death
Yeah.
Becomes Her. That's high concept, man.
Even
It's for me.
Back to the Future 2, some of the DeLorean is actually animated.
Wait,
Yeah.
so
Like the way that they did the
So sci-fi is
Roger Rabbit
high
stuff.
concept?
I
I
think
think
Is that what you're
sci-fi
saying?
can be
Yeah.
more high concept.
I
a
think
lot of the time.
fantastical is high concept.
Yeah.
You know.
Zemeckis and Cameron are both like on the forefront of just like let's bring some new technology.
Like Color Out of Space, I would say that's a high concept horror movie.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, agreed.
Same with Terrifier 1.
No, absolutely not. All right. So guys, I think we've touched on a lot.
Yeah, I'm
We've
an
had a
asshole.
fun stream. We've gone for about an hour and a half. Does anyone else have any final questions for us? For Fuego about his graduation, for Davey about joining this ragtag group of weirdos, for Morgan or for myself or for Robert, anything like that. Wild Wrangler, Jurassic Park with a question mark. I'm very excited about it. It was my most anticipated of the year, and I just keep getting more and more excited about it. The only
Jurassic
movie
Park's
I'm more
high
excited
concept.
about is Superman. Dave says, "Don't breathe." I don't know what he's. Oh, Don't Breathe is high concept. You know, I think
that's
that,
a little
I think
more grounded and
it's
simplistic,
grounded, but I
honestly.
still think it's high concept because there's a specific
There's some
gimmick
layers.
to it.
There's
That's
some
what I
layers.
meant by
Jurassic
gimmick.
Park,
Yeah.
high concept.
There's
Yeah,
some
Jurassic
layers.
Park is high concept.
Definitely.
I would say that Talk to Me is also high concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
they
gimmick
built a deep
horror-
lore with something simple.
I don't know.
you
Well,
know?
maybe not. Maybe I'm giving it too much.
I'm just
I don't
saying,
know.
if you put Scarlett Johansson on a boat with like the steam, the mist going on her, I'm gonna watch. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. She's
Thoughts
no
on the
Florence
Black Phone 2
Pugh.
trailer. We
but-
didn't watch that. We recorded a trailer
I
reaction roundup
disagree.
just
I'm
before
not
we did this
Florence Pugh
live,
fan.
and we did not
Yeah,
include Black
not.
Phone. So we'll have to wait for our reaction on that.
won't see
Nightmare on Elm Street is high concept. I agree. I
Elm
agree.
Street,
That is
yeah.
high concept.
I mean,
yeah.
deep lore about everything that's going on. Maybe it didn't
Actually-
Would
start
you-
out as much
Based
that
on
way.
true events.
Would you consider Swiss Army Man high concept? I think I would
Yeah,
actually,
as would I.
because it is
Yeah.
fantastical. Again,
Yeah.
I think fantastical applies
With
to a
fart
lot of high
jokes,
concept.
A farting
only-
corpse that you're riding around on, that's the higher concept. It may be a little on the crass and silly side.
It's
of
crass
things,
and
but
silly, but it is high concept. Yeah.
And-
Anyway, I think that's an interesting discussion.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like Clerks is my other favorite movie besides Aliens. Clerks is the
Yeah.
complete antithesis of high concept.
Mallrats-
People
Mallrats
around
is
talking,
better.
man. And
Mallrats
hanging out.
is-
Mall-
Mallrats
Mallrats
is
had
better.
more of a high concept to it.
Mallrats
Jay and
is
Silent
better,
Bob
yeah.
reboot had more of a high concept to it than
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
you know?
it's-
My
Leave us
favorite
straight back.
Freddy moment. I
Matrix is
think
high concept. Ghostbusters, any movie that sells itself with the title.
Favorite
Titanic,
Freddy
Die
moment.
Hard. Maybe.
Favorite
you
Freddy
forgot the power glove.
Did Fuego do a student film? And if
Jesus.
so, will we see it? No, he didn't do a student film, but he
moment.
did
I have
write
two
a couple
scripts. Yeah, I have a
yes.
feature and I have a short. The short
you-
actually has feasibility of being made.
Do you plan to ever do like a table read of them or anything?
I've thought about it. I was just doing a polish up a couple weeks because I wrote. So I wrote Mommy back last fall when I took the short class, and then No Other Wildflower is not horror. It's like a Linklater Smith like kind of rom-com road sort of film. But yeah, Mommy's got a monster in it, and it's fun. It's 12 pages. It could be made.
Did you say short class or short bus? And I thought you weren't going to talk about that time we spent together.
All right, guys.
Well, we were in the back and we were hidden away.
Fast
so,
and Furbious. I mean, I'm sure it would be.
Wow, that would be
So-
fun.
I think some of the later Fast and Furious films became more high concept, going
Yeah.
to space and all that silly shit. So.
They lost
That's
the
just
concept.
any concept.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely
That's
lost the
anything.
concept. Yeah.
Tyrese is back and he's sitting on a Furby. It's Fast and Furbious too.
Oh god.
What is Davey's favorite NoFX song?
Injecto Furbo, cuz.
I think my favorite
Come on, baby. Furby.
I think the Decline is
The
the, best
Decline is
punk rock song of all
awesome.
time. If I'm pi-
EP that's like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
one song. Yeah.
if I'm
pretty
picking
damn good.
if I'm picking like a short, I don't know. Liza and Louise like really got me, but and Linoleum is a classic. So, but Liza and Louise like from it's funny. They censored themselves on Spotify. The record is called White Trash, Two Heebs, and a Bean.
Jesus.
Because that's what they are. They all agreed on that. And now on Spotify,
Wait.
On Spotify,
I don't want to get myself into trouble, but does that mean it's a white person, two Jews, and a Mexican?
yes, and they were gonna call it Two White Trash, Two K Words, and a S word.
I probably shouldn't have even clarified that.
So
I still think Heavy Petting is a much more offensive album
yes,
title and cover and
but
stuff.
the whole point of White Trash.
I'm just trying to clarify the racism.
The whole
That's
point.
all.
No, and they were like that
Not
was
participating.
that was like the thing. If you look
Well,
at
the
the
horror show has been
Dude,
fun.
yeah.
they have
See
the
y'all. All right.
no they
Canceled
have
tomorrow.
I just buried us.
the album cover is them without shirts on. The words are written on them. It's just this really funny thing from 1992. And I just think it's funny that on Spotify they call it White Trash ...
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, isn't that so funny?
Ty West trilogy is high concept. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say necessarily that any one of them individually is high concept, but the trilogy as a whole.
The fact that they
I
all
do think is
interlock
high
with
concept.
one another. You know,
Yeah.
even though I didn't like that Fear Street trilogy, it was high concept
No.
with all the interlocking
Dave said
aspects
stop.
of the
Put
three
a
of them.
stop sign up. Okay. All right. I think that's time for
We're
us to
done,
end this stream.
Zoid.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Hey, Lou, did you talk about Toro Frankenstein trailer? Yes, we did react to that
Yeah.
in the reaction roundup, so that'll go up likely tomorrow if you want to see our reaction to that trailer, along with the Stranger Things trailer and a few others.
Canceled tomorrow.
But yeah, canceled tomorrow. I thought it already happened. Yeah, I mean, according to YouTube, we were canceled in 2019. So, but yeah. So thank you guys very much for watching. Though this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't done a stream like this in a while. It's great to have Davey join the team. It's great to
Yeah,
have
we'll
Laird
see.
sit in.
Davey.
So, thank you guys very much for
I'm
watching.
done, man. I'm done.
Thank you to all of our patrons for supporting the channel the way that you do. Stay tuned for the trailer reaction roundup. Stay tuned next week. I think we got invited to a. Oh, did I not tell you we got invited to another screening? I don't know if I told you yet, but it's a big one.
Oh, okay.
What are some big ones coming out?
Well, this next Friday, there's like 3 new horror movies coming out. There's the Shark one with
That's
Dangerous Animals.
which looks badass in my opinion.
What was the thing?
There's the Ritual, which is with Pacino and Dan Stevens,
the
which is
Pacino
probably going to be mediocre
Exorcism movie.
silliness. And then there's one other one.
Let me
that's
guess.
amazing.
Dan Stevens will have an accent. Wow.
Or something.
I think
Never
Dangerous
seen it.
Animals looks badass, man. I'm
Oh no,
very
we got
into
28
that.
years later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 28 years later screening. So,
Well, I
stay
guess
tuned to the
yeah,
channel.
I won't
And
be there.
also the,
I'm chopped liver. I won't be at the 20.
Well, you guys—that's the fun thing. You
Yeah.
guys now have to arm wrestle for
Yeah.
whoever wants to go to each.
Here's
screen.
what I do:
Go
is see
Shampoo!
this hand, everyone.
Yeah, and
This
then I
hand
also,
goes. Oh yeah.
And then
Now he gets to
shout out
go.
to Lou, though.
It's
because
all
of
the way
fact
down
that,
here.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
also filmed
Now
a
you
review
really get
for
to
the
go.
new Stephen King book, which we
Yes.
will get up this week at
Yes,
some point.
Fuego did
Yeah,
review
yeah.
the new Stephen King book. So
Non-spoiler for
Where
next
did
you,
week,
you
so-
did it as a hail, right?
Yeah.
So
We'll try to get it
return
up
to
this
Hail's-
week.
A return of
yeah,
Hail to
just
Stephen
on the
King this
just
week
on the
coming.
horror show set for this one, you know.
If we can get it up this week.
And if I don't forget, I will get Fuego's 3 reviews that he recorded as well. I've been bad about that recently, but I need to get better about it. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you to everyone that contributed in the chat. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you, as well as all of our patrons, for supporting the channel the way that you do. Until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Davey Deathray.
Gracias, I mean, Fuego.
Wolfman.
And remember, guys,
Stay scared.
oh, I guess I need to stop.
Courtney's gonna throw you to the shark!
Yeah, he's got to throw you to the sharks.